Hey everybody, welcome to the, what is this? Yeah, first live trading session for the Funny Coffee Mug Challenge 2020. So we are going to dive right in and I'm going to explain like quick overview of what we're doing. But first, just let me know you can see the screen and hear me okay. Give me a 1 in the chat box. Let's see. Good, good, good. Oh, I better put that over there. Awesome, awesome. Sam from frosty but sunny Bristol in the UK. Nice. Right on. Here, I'll show you. Want to see frosty but sunny? So let me know where you guys are coming in from too. And I want to show you something. This is where I am. London, Ontario. And yeah, it's -4. So for the US people, if you want to look at that. It's 24 degrees here. 24.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's cold. Very cold. So we got, oh man, New Jersey, Portugal, right on. New Brunswick. Hey Jerry, how you doing? Very chilly. Very, very chilly. But I love it. I actually wish we had more snow on the ground. We got a little bit last night, but not enough to ride the old snowmobile. So anyway, that's a little sidebar. So let's dive in here. Let's go back here. And I want to show you what we're going to do in this training. So we've got basically 3 live training sessions coming up, and I've got them all planned out. And this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to do this. I actually like to switch gears once in a while and show something a little bit different because I'm known for like selling necklaces online. I've been doing that for years. But we need something to fill in the gaps between the holidays. So what I said is, you know what? The forums are great. They're working. I love them. There's too big a gap in between the training sessions. So I'm going to just double the value that people get. And I'm going to fill in the months between the holiday sessions with evergreen stuff that you can run year round. First thing that popped in my head was coffee mugs, because these can be sold. I was a skeptic before of coffee mugs because, as you know, the margins are pretty small on these, but you can run them. And a guy on the forums showed me that, because he did massive volume for the Christmas run-up selling coffee mugs, and he did it against what I thought was possible. So this is the beauty of forums and collaborating and being in a group and networking and seeing other people, because as soon as you see somebody else do it with like paid ads, you're like, well, I can do that too. So that's kind of how this came about, because usually I wouldn't show coffee mugs because the margins are just too small. But using all the skills that I have with them, the paid ads and the back end system, I think we can make this work very, very, very well year round, especially the funny stuff, because they can go viral. So that's where we're going to start. But it doesn't mean that that's all you have to do. You can get into niches with mugs too. And I'm even going to show you how to create a store for free on Gearbubble. Okay, a store for free that you can just have all your mugs. So we have somewhere to send our email links to, and we have discounts that we can run and sales that we can run. That's coming up in the later webinars. But that's how we kind of monetize somebody. So if they bought from us, if they buy a mug from us, like say a funny coffee mug in our example, we want to make sure that we offer them more in the future. And to do that, we create a free store on Gearbubble. They're already on our email list because they're a buyer. So we're just going to show them more funny coffee mugs, and they will come back and they will buy more. Throughout the year, we'll run some sales. We might run, you don't really, all you need is a reason to run a sale. It could be like first day of summer sale. My daughter just got 100% on her exam sale. Like it doesn't matter the reason for the sale. So we'll get into that. So today, this is what we're going to cover: research. And what I want you guys to do is have 50 funny mugs ready for your research. So you're going to have to be busy this week. The more you have, the better, because that will save you time down the road when you get to the actual launching and testing. I'm also going to get you guys to get a little app called WordSwag. However, you can use Photoshop, you can use GIMP, you can use MS Paint if you want. You can use PicMonkey, you can use any Canva, you can use anything that can generate text-based images, okay? And then you're going to create a Mailchimp account, and then you're going to create a store. I'm going to show that last. Okay, I'll show you how simple it is to create a store. If people think it's complicated, it is not. So we're going to go ahead and dive in here. First things first, we needed a sheet. So we need somewhere to put our stuff. So I want you to go to Google Sheets. So google.com/sheets and create a blank one. and it's simply going to be this. You're going to put the image here. Now here I'm going to put campaign ID, and then I'm going to put the quote, and then the status, and then you put result, or you put notes, like so. And then we're just going to go and highlight this, just going to make it look pretty. So I'll change the color, font color to white, and the background color to black, and then make it bold. There we go. Now here in the quote part, we'll just make that a little bit wider because that's going to be our biggest part. And so campaign ID, it's going to start with 001. So here it's going to put 1. Now we'll copy that down. Oh, actually we'll go with this. +1, there. Now we'll take this 2 and copy it and go all the way down. All the way down, you're going to go all the way down to there. So that's going to be your setup. Okay, now what we have to do is basically fill this in. So you could even put, you could put niche in here if you wanted to. So we could insert one left, put niche, just in case you come up, you want to expand later. Right now it'll be like funny, sarcastic, whatever it may be. So now we've got this ready to go, and we'll just name it. So we'll call it Funny Coffee Mug Challenge 2020 Research. There. All right, so we've got the base down. Now you, excuse me, you're going to need a program to do some screenshots here, but I use this one called SnagIt. Well, actually, I probably can just go there. So this is one I use. It's right here. And I actually paid for it because I use it like literally every day, and I take so many screenshots of stuff I find. It's just really, really good. I didn't know it was a recording software too. That's interesting. So I got a free trial, but basically it's super easy. You push a button, drag and drop, and then you can save it and edit and do everything else. You can do screen capture, panoramic, create from templates, create video from images, simplify tool, annotations, step tool, grab text. Like, it's just awesome. It's a really powerful thing, and I think it is dirt cheap. Can't remember what it costs. Well, 67.13 Canadian. And 1 year maintenance. Yeah, so I paid for it. So you can get the free trial, or you can use whatever free screen grab tool you want. I bought this because I really like it. So it's called SnagIt from TechSmith. So let's go back here, and then so you're going to go to Pinterest, and you're going to type in like funny coffee mugs. And in here, you're going to find a whole bunch of these. So what I do is just open that in a new tab. And then you do realize one day I'll snap, right? So that's funny. I like it. And this is on Etsy too. So first things first, let me take a screenshot. So I'm going to actually go like that. This is SnagIt. And then you just click this camera thing. Oh, there's a video. So you click the camera, and it goes here. And then you just go File, Save As. And we'll put it in images. So I'll put you do realize, like so. And I'll just drag this over to the other screen. And then I'll go back to my sheet, and I'm going to insert that image right here. This is a cool part that just came out with Google Sheets recently. So we go image, image and cell, browse, or drag and drop. No, it's super tiny, right? So all you got to do is drag this down, and then drag this over, and it will resize it. Then drag it down a little bit more. There you go. So now I can read it, and now I can just type here. You do realize, wait, I think there's a tool. Pretty sure we can take that, and then we can go, I think it's format. There's a way to change the, change it to all caps. Where to go? Oh, macros. Oh, let's search help. I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. Is it upper? Yeah, upper. Okay. So you put upper, then the text. So let's go. Probably might be easier to just do it. Equals. Oh, that did all caps. All right, forget that. You do realize. I'll figure it out. I did it before. One day. Stop. There we go. Niche is funny. Status is pending. Notes is, you can put a note like from Pinterest if you want. You could even put like URL found if you wanted to get super technical. So then we're going to click on it and it'll go to Etsy. So here you've got a little bit of market research now too, because you can look at this and when you scroll down, you can see reviews and there's reviews for this item too. If you don't see reviews for this item, it means this item does not have any reviews. So that means it might not be a good seller on Etsy, but it's still a funny coffee mug. So now you can go to this store and we can sort by, there's most recent, you can do relevance, you can do price. Typically when you get on a page like this, if you see like bestseller listed in here, then you know that's doing really well. So let's just go back to Pinterest and scroll down here too. There's more ideas down here. My sister has an awesome sister, true story. I hate it. I would hate not having my wife in my life. Oh, that's funny. Oh my God, a patient almost died right in front of me. Next week, I'm totally getting my shit together. So there's a whole bunch here. But let's go back to this main one. And let's look at this. So this is on Zazzle, which is another source, but let's take a screenshot quick. Oops. Now, if you get this when you're using SnagIt, it's because you moused over too fast. So just hit escape and then start the capture, and then just wait a second and then mouse over. And then I'll just save it again. So I've got it here. There we go. And then move this over. Back here. And again, we'll insert. And I put it in. And then you can go like that. Now, if you want, so we have this kind of cell size. What we can do is go click there, then go like shift, hold shift down to 50, then right click and resize rows. And here we can set the height. So we can specify, and if you, I think it's like 286 or something. So that just presets it for you. Then we can just make this a little bit wider and make it square. There we go. And then these two, we'll put these at 286 as well. There, it's nice and big. Just back a tab. There, okay. So then we'll go. So you can set that to whatever you want. Just a neat little trick to make it easy. All right, so let's go back to Pinterest and so on this page, let's go look at the page itself, see if we can get any kind of marketing info or how popular it is or anything like that. So this, editor's pick, okay, so let's click the reviews. And again, reviews seem to be for like all coffee mugs instead of for specific ones. So I'll show you an example when I get to it of how it looks on Etsy. But Zazzle is another place you can do research. So it's not just Pinterest. And then when you scroll down here, you can see more like this. So you can get a whole bunch like kind of related. But I'm just going to go back again. And I'll look at the next one. So I like it. So let's go here. And again, so this is very repetitive, but you got to do it because you need a bunch of coffee mugs in order in your research sheet. Holding cup. So yeah, I'm busy. Oops, do that. And I go back here and we'll insert that. So I'm basically going to do like 5 or 10 here because I want to go through some sites and show you some stuff. There we go. So I'm at 4 already. Oh no, I'm at 3. All right, let's go back to Pinterest and then let's look at this. So now my view from the porch. So I'll click it. You'll just see it's probably a store, imagine. Oh boy. Well, it probably was a store and now it's gone. So it looks like that one is gone. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. Cool. So like a rotating down here. Actually, I'm gonna click that. That's really neat. That's a really good thumbnail. I like it. Very cool. Let's go to the store. Coffee helps me word so I can add all good. Huh. So there's a whole bunch in here. But I do like that rotating thing. That's kind of neat. Different. Stands out. Okay. Well, that's an idea. And here's the store, so we can look at this. And then you can go back to collections, view all. And typically you can go by best selling. And then you can see their best selling listings on their store. So in this case, monogram, moose. It's one way, but let's go back here. Can handle me with instructions, so let's do this one. And this one's from Amazon. So let's grab this. Let's see that. And then I'm just going to check comments here in a second. Image, Zell, Brett Holmes. There we go. And then you couldn't handle, oh, I said can't. Just couldn't handle me even if I came with instructions. And we'll do one more from here, and then I'll go to another source. So, let's go look at it. So this is on Amazon, which is another great source for finding funny coffee mugs. Look at that. That's keyword stuffing at its finest right there. And customer also shop for that. So another resource that you can go to. And there's no reviews, so odds are this one didn't sell yet on Amazon. But I think it's funny. Let's go back. See if there's any other ones down here. Look at that. You do realize Monday I'll snap, right? Another one from Etsy. Hope your new neighbors aren't assholes. Well, that's nice. F-U-C-K. Nice. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to open this. I think that's funny. So let's go to Etsy and see if it's got any sales. $12, man, that's cheap. And none for this. But let's go to the store. Well, I am going to take a screenshot of that. Sometimes it's just, if I think it's funny, then, you know, I will do it if I get a cackle out of it. And let's insert that one. You're basically just, this is like your brainstorm sheet. So don't be picky about what you put in here, because you're going to go back through, and the only way we really know if these will sell or not is when we actually test them. All right, so there's 5 there. You do realize, horrible idea, holding cup coffee. You couldn't handle me even if I came with instructions, F-U-C-K. Okay, so let's go to some questions. All right, so instead of SnagIt, you can use a program called Jing. Which is free. Yeah, so there you go. Jing is a free one. You can download it right there. Screen capture. Hey, Will, this might have already been asked, but what are your margins on mugs? Super small. So if I go here, let's edit this one. I'll show you. So at $19.95 on a 15-ounce mug, the margin's $13 profit per sale. So we probably want to put the 15 at a little bit more, so you can get 15 per sale. Okay, and then this one doesn't have it, but I am going to put in the 11 and the 15 as an option on the listing. So this one was just one I threw up for the hell of it. Don't go thinking, oh, I just discovered something from him and it's going to work super well. That's not always the case. I'm just testing. Okay, so let's go back here. Pro tip, instead of saving the image to your drive, you can just copy it from SnagIt and paste it into the sheet. It won't go directly into the cell, but click the 3 dots and place in the selected cell. Okay. You can do that. So copy it and then paste it. Okay. Oh yeah, copy and then paste. Cool. Excellent. And we'll go directly into the cell. I'll click 3 dots and place it in the selected cell. Okay, well that's one way. There's always more than one way to do it. All right, so I could go all day here. And there's a bunch in here that I've seen before, and some that I have like on an Etsy store right now that are actually doing really well. But let's go to the place to find these things anyway, which is Etsy. And let's go funny coffee mug. And here's where we get a whole bunch of stuff. Oh God. So here's, like I said, you can see bestseller, free delivery. Bestseller. This is where you can kind of cherry pick a little bit. Because when you see a bestseller, so just let me click on this. And so I want to show you something about that. So I do not spew profanities. I enunciate them clearly like a fucking lady. Okay. The problem with this is we can't run on Facebook because they're really particular about cursing. So we would have to like blur that out or something, which you can get away with, but I don't know. I'm gonna take a screen of this because it is funny. And let's just get this here, save. Now you're saying copy and then paste. Oh, there you go. Doesn't, not quite the resize that I want though. So I can drag it. Okay, yeah, you can do it that way. I'm gonna stick to my way because it'll resize nice. So I do not like profanity. I'm gonna show you something on this Etsy listing. I'll just insert it. I think the insert just resizes, right? So fits a little bit better. So I do not profanities, i.e. none. From and then I guess we can put a column in here for the URL. There. So there's your URL. You found it. If you really want to put that, you can. You don't need to, but I want to show you something on this. So here it is. So this is what I was talking about, reviews. So the 9,453 reviews are for the whole store, but for this item, it has 46. So you can see how you can trigger between. What that means is they're basically saying it's sold more than 46 of these because it got 46 reviews. So not everybody will leave a review, which means it's a good one. So the bigger this number right here, the more sales this mug got. So you can do your own version of it. Do your own unique version. Don't copy, but do a unique design. So when you're holding up one compared to the other, they look totally different. And then as far as I'm concerned, you're good to go. So you can see the other idea is this, so perfect for my friend, right? Hilarious mug came in time, shattered in shipping. I know I have a favorite go-to mug shop. Okay, shipped too fast. Mug turned out exactly. I hope I cannot wait to give it to my friend this weekend. Let's go to more. Perfect delivery. We'll learn again. So cute, fast shipping. I bought this mug as a late Mother's Day present for a woman who isn't conventionally ladylike. Oh, see anything here? Look at this. I love the black handle. Guess what we can do on Gearbubble? Black handles. I bought this as a Christmas gift for a friend. Are you seeing any patterns here? The pattern is the gift angle. People are buying this for their friends. So what does that mean? When you go to make ads, you don't have to advertise it to the person. You can say, hey, know anybody who would love this? Know anybody who would get a kick out of this? Does this fit anybody you know? That kind of thing. And then you can put like, this makes a great gift. Get them one right now. And they will. So look at this. I'm sure my friend will love it. This is the beauty of Etsy. You can read everything. Free shipping, terrific. Right? Would you have thought of that before? Like using coffee mugs as gifts? People do. People buy necklaces for gifts. Why don't they buy coffee mugs for gifts? So this is a great example of something when you do a little bit of digging, and you can see that it works very well. Now, I don't know if Buy Tracy is on here. I apologize if you are. I don't mean to blow up your stuff, but you got 47,001 sales since 2014. So if we go yearly, how many years is that? 6? Just round it off, right? So let's go like this. 7,800 sales per year on average. Not too shabby, right? I mean, she's been around forever and she's got a ton of them. But that just shows you that there's a lot of money in this. Like a lot. And now you can go down here and you can look and see, oh, there's a bestseller. Can't marry my mister without my sister. Will you be my bridesmaid? You could do that. That is entirely possible. We used to want it all. Now we just want to pee alone. Oh, okay, for like a mom. So you can scroll through her listings and you can see 6 people have this in their basket. And so if we click on this one, I swear I have it all together. I just forgot where I put it. Now you can see there's no reviews for this one specifically, but maybe it's a brand new one and it's just launched. So that's cool. That's 7 people have that in their basket. Cheetah print mouse pad animal. Oh, that's interesting. Who'd have thought, eh? And then well, I guess she's got a whole bunch of other products in here too. But it's neat because you can see what other people are doing. Now, like I said, don't copy them, but you can certainly go in and do a version of it. This one, only 3 available. It's in 2 people's basket. Okay, so let's go look at this. So I've seen this on hoodies, and it's hilarious. So that you can do that too. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. So if you want, just take a screenshot. It is funny. I mean, it's a fishing mug, but it's funny. Actually, I have a hoodie that's on it. Not this exact design, but a version of this. So let's go here. Insert image and cell, or drag and drop. And I could even take the URL there. Find it. Copy that. Paste. Paste special values only. There we go. So there you go. So let's do, let's get 10 and then we'll move on. Wait, where are we at? Well, we're at 7, so we need 3 more. So let's pick up the pace here. This is a bestseller too. So this by Tracy is like kicking butt on Etsy. Good job by Tracy. And you can see for this item, there's 63 mugs. And now, so we're going to take a screenshot. And if you notice, this is a black handle and black lip, and we can make these now. Gearbubble has these, and that's what we're going to use. A wise woman once. Okay, let's go insert this. I'm sure there's a hotkey for this or something. I just don't know what it is. I can see what that would work. I'll grab that URL. Because on that URL, you can see that there was a bunch of sales. So reviews, 63 reviews for that. Great job, too funny. I gave this to my best friend, she loved it. So your ad could say, would your best friend like this? Right? All right, perfectly, love it. Perfect gift for my sister. Would your sister love this? Would your best friend love this? Love the mug. I know my friend will enjoy the humor. So, I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse to death, but it's perfect. Awesome. So let's go back to some questions that are coming in. Because the margins are so low, would I suppose you would have to rely on the upsell to travel mugs or other product with the same design on them? Correct. No, not correct. We can make this work with low margins. So I'm going to teach you guys how. You're getting ahead of yourself though. There are upsells, but here's a tip. For an upsell, do you have to have a different product? What do you guys think? Now I know there's a limit in Gearbubble that you can't have an upsell on the exact same product. However, There's nothing stopping you from creating a duplicate of this product and having the duplicate as an upsell at a discount. So they buy one and they go, man, I love that. That's cool. And then right away, you offer them an upsell of the same mug at a discount. So buy another one, take 15% off. Buy a second one, get 20% off. What's wrong with that? So you don't have to go from coffee mug to travel mug to wine glass to whatever. Go from coffee mug to the exact same one at a discount. So I'll show you all how to do that when we get to ramping up and scaling. All right? Sound good? Yeah, so people are saying, yeah, they can buy one for themselves and one for a friend, sell them for gifts for the family and friends. Yep. And not only that, we are going to be using email too, because Gearbubble allows us to get their email onto a list. So we're going to use that list to continually sell them more mugs. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, it's actually a really good list because it's a buyer's list. When you have buyer emails, holy crap, they're already your customer. It's easier to sell them another product than it is to go out and get a new customer. That's like business 101. So I'm just going to grab, I think I need 2 more. Let's go back here and let's just look for more best sellers. And typically the best sellers will rise to the top. There's one. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. So I'm going to show this. I showed the other one before. Dear God. Okay, there's 200 reviews for this. Now, do you know who this is? For those that don't. Oh boy. There it is. Jim Jones was an American civil rights preacher, faith healer, and cult leader who conspired with his inner circle to direct a mass suicide and mass murder of his followers in his jungle commune in Jonestown, Guyana. He launched the People's Temple in India during the 50s. He was ordained, blah, 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 blah. Early life, Indiana beginnings, racial antagonist, rainbow family. Moved to California, focused on San Francisco. He was basically a cult leader that made people drink something to commit a mass suicide. Around settlements, named Pavilion. Yeah, so it was a mass murder suicide, and then he actually died too. So anyway, it is awful, and some people are really warped. So 200 people, more than 200 people bought this mug. Okay, so let's just take a little screenshot of that, because this store is full of these, just awful mugs. But you know what? Something like this can go viral very easily, because a lot of people have a lot of warped sense of humors, and like me included. So I'm gonna grab that URL too. And this is actually the most popular mug that we've found so far, because it's unique. And there's probably a lot of, I don't know if you get backlash on Facebook or not, but who knows. So this is kind of pushing the edges of appropriateness, but I wanted to show it because, yeah. Oh my God, so funny. Friends loved it. Got this for a gift for a friend that loves true crime. You know what you can target on Facebook? True crime. Just as described. Just like it looks in the picture. Can't thank you enough. No one gets it. But for those rare few. New favorite store. Right fast. Bought it for myself. So there you go. It doesn't even have to be a gift. Got it for my cousin. Exactly as described. It's made of good quality. It looks like the picture. Arrived good. Quick delivery. Should have gotten a lot more of these. I can't decide who to give it to or if I should keep it. How can you go wrong with this mug? Ordered travel side mug. It looks amazing. Dark humor for the win. Looks even better in person. So there's a market here. And they're putting it on water bottles too. Love it. Bought it for holiday presents. Got so many compliments on this mug. So there you go. So funny stuff doesn't just have to be like, you know, appropriate. It could be inappropriate too. So here's the other one from this that I think is hilarious. Same store, sugar spoon mugs, and if you look at that 149 reviews. So this one, and I tried to order this one because I thought it was so funny when I found it, and they don't ship to Canada. Buggers. So the good part is we will ship to Canada. If you don't know, that's Jeffrey Dahmer, who is a serial killer who ate people. So yeah, kind of bad for the victims, but a lot of people have a dark sense of humor. So if it's not up your alley, that's cool. Don't do it. Stick to the other stuff. But if it is, then there you go. Now, as far as his image, I mean, he's dead, first of all. Secondly, I don't know if his estate would come after you for that or not. So you kind of have to do it at your own risk, I would say. But I don't believe his likeness is trademarked by anybody, and neither is his. So you got all these true crime serial killer types that you could launch a bunch of funny mugs to and put them in your store. So there's 10, and that took like basically, what, 40 minutes for me to do 10? So if you have to do 50, and I was going slow because I was explaining things. So 40 minutes for 10, so multiply that by 5, divided by 60. You're looking at about just shy of 3.5 hours of research in order to fill this with 50 mugs, like I am. And guess what? That's what you're going to do, because that's your homework. So let's go back to the sheet. So we got the 50 mugs. Now WordSwag, let's talk about that. This is the app that I love to use for my designs. Oh, what's this? Wait. So wordswag.com is not the URL. It's actually wordswag.co. And this is it. So wordswag.co. And you install this. If you're on iOS, you don't have to worry about doing it on your phone and then emailing it to yourself. I'm on a PC. So what I have to do, I install the app on my phone, and then I actually email the pictures to my inbox, and then I just grab them from there. So you can do the same. But the cool part is you can do a lot of these, and then you just hit, I wish I could show you. Well, let's watch the video. I don't know if that sound's coming through. So it automatically designs text, make your own quotes, and then, so you type it in like that, and then hit save, and then you can hit the buttons on the bottom, and it will just randomize it for you. And you can turn it, you can do whatever you want, but it's great when you're doing text-based designs. So it's really good for blog-based stuff. I hope that's coming through okay. Send to friends and love, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this is the one that I like. And I actually bought, it's free, but you can buy more like templates. So I did, it was like $5 or $4 or something. And it's on the App Store or it's on Google Play. So that's what you're going to be using. We'll show that in the next live training, how to do that, because we're actually going to be going to our sheet and we'll be going through and creating all these. Then we'll be launching them on Gearbubble. So now, next, we need a Mailchimp account. Okay, so you're going to go to Mailchimp. And you're going to sign up for free. And you're going to create an account. Okay, just create it for now. I'll show you what to do with it later. But this is where our email list is going to be hosted. I like this because they deliver well and the pricing is super reasonable. So you can see that it's basically $14.99 a month because you do need this in order to schedule things. But you can start at $0 just to get going. So $15 a month for that is super cheap. And then as you get more contacts, it actually goes up in price. But if you're getting more contacts, that means your buyer list got bigger. and that means that you're making more money because we're going to set up, basically we're going to schedule a bunch of emails to go out. So for the second somebody buys, they're in our email system and they're going to get automated emails going out. And guess what's in those automated emails? Anybody know? More funny coffee mugs. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll have that going. And then on top of that, we're going to be doing sales. So we can do broadcasts. So we can do like one-offs. We could say, hey, got this going. We've got a sale running here. It's for the next 2 days. Get in there now. Take 25% off anything in the store, or take 25% off this mug. Then we can send them a reminder email on the last day, say, hey, 12 hours left, 4 hours left, 1 hour left. And that's how we get sales. So I'll show you how to do that too. Okay, so go there and create that. And then last one, create a store on Gearbubble, right? So some of you might have Gearbubble Pro, some of you might have Shopify. That's fine, you can use that too. But I am going to show you this because it's free. So did you know you can go launch store? Did you know that? And you can have a store for free. Very cool. Now, you can have a standard store, store with a banner, store with a slider, standard store with a cart. So this will feature a store title, description, and facility to add multiple items to the cart. So let's do that. And then all you're going to do is fill it in. So you're going to call it, call it the, what should we call it? Awesome Mug Shop. And then we'll put a URL. Mug Shop. There. Awesome Mug Shop. And now we can have categories too. We want, and we can have custom categories. For now, we'll just leave it blank. We can always come back in and add those later. Okay, so we'll just do next step. And now you can go through and you can start adding. Okay. And you just simply, once it's launched in there, then you go back in and you add them to your store. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Go to Gearbubble and create your store, and then start. You don't have to add your products yet because you don't have them yet, but later on, you're going to go back in and you're going to add your products. So I'll show you how to do that. So just go and create it for now. In the next one, we're going to be doing a lot of this and a lot of this. So the launching just means launching it on Facebook, or sorry, launching it on Gearbubble. And the testing is our test campaigns on Facebook. So this is a little bit different than what we did with the necklaces, mainly because our profit margins are lower, so we can't do it. We can't go as aggressive. So can you explain price and cost again? I think some did not understand. So for the cost, if you have, okay, so let's put it in here. It's easier this way. So sell a mug, sell a 15-ounce mug for $21.95. So your revenue is $15. Your cost is, wherever that is, 21.95 minus 15, $6.95. Gearbubble stats always show your revenue. Okay. So we have $15 to run ads. $15 is our break-even point. We can spend up to $15 to get a sale. Okay, does that make sense? Oh, so if you have any questions about pricing or anything, let me know. On the black handle mugs, it's actually a cheaper cost. I think it's $3.95 right now. So your actual revenue is higher. Now on Gearbubble, they call it profit per sale, but it's actually your revenue because your profit is that 15 minus your ad cost is your actual profit. Okay, so let's say, example, it costs you $10 in ads to get one sale. Your profit is 15 minus 10 equals $5. All right, hope that makes sense. Little comment. I love the way you showed estimating how much time one should devote in going for the plan of launching 50 mugs. Yeah, thank you. That's just a research. I'm going to do that because people were asking, well, how much time should I devote to this? Well, there you go. Is it still okay to go for 1995 black handle mug Gearbubble? Only have 11 ounce. Yeah, it is. We're gonna have to work with what we've got. So I think the base is $3.95 on that. So that you make $16 still, which is fine. The 11 ounce, they're not bad. I actually have two in my cupboard. The 15 ounce is better, but the 11 ounce is not horrible. It's just a little bit smaller. So you can do that. Oh, the black might be a black handle. Yeah, black handle base cost is $3.95 right now. So that might go up in the future. And I think he's looking at getting some 15 ounce ones in. He just doesn't have them yet. Alrighty. Okay, so you guys have some homework. Basically, research 50 mugs, create your sheet, get WordSwag, create a Mailchimp account, create a store on Gearbubble. That's your homework for this week. Next week, we're going to be launching on Gearbubble, adding to our store, and we're going to be hooking up each one of those to our Mailchimp list, and you'll see how easy that is. And then we're going to be testing. We're going to set up some test ads to actually try and get some sales in here, and then I'll explain what to look for in testing, when you have a definite winner, and when you can move on to like ramping up and scaling, which is webinar number 3, as well as I'll add in like the email marketing in there too, so you can get a feel for that. Another question, if you do Etsy, do you also do Facebook ads or just let Etsy do it? What is Etsy's percent, 15%? I actually have 3 Etsy stores right now, and I've let all the listings expire because it just moves so slow, I couldn't stand it. So it does work, you will get sales, but it is a volume game. I only had like about 187 mugs on one store, and the listings came up for renewal, and I was like, you know what, this isn't really worth it for me. Only now, don't think that I'm bashing Etsy, I'm not at all. Just I like to move faster. That's why I like paid traffic. So I'm going to be running Facebook ads to paid traffic to my mugs on Gearbubble direct. I'm not using Etsy for this. I'm not saying Etsy's bad. It is good. It does work. I mean, people are making money, but I don't want to do it because it's just slow. And it just means, you know, if you want to make any kind of good money, you have to have like 10,000 mugs or something like that on there. And I'm not doing that. I mean, sure, I could outsource it, but even that, then now you're managing people. So my style is I like quick results and I like to be in total control of my traffic. So when you have something on Etsy too, you're trying to optimize the SEO as best you can to get listed and get sales and all that good stuff, but it's out of your control. And I don't like handing over the reins to somebody else to get me sales. I'd rather have control 100% under me, if that makes sense. So basically for now, in February, the only thing we should be working on is funny mugs and not father-daughter mugs. No, you can certainly work on father-daughter mugs, family mugs, gifts for dad to daughter, or husband to wife. Like, don't think that because I'm only showing funny mugs, that's all you can do. You can expand to whatever you want. There's no limit. It's just when I'm running these live training sessions, I can't cover every single base. So what I do is I take a piece and I go, okay, here's what you do with the mugs. Now go ahead and go to other niches, and go to other areas, and go to like jobs, and like professions, and go to go outside of funny, go to pets, go to family, go to friends, go to everything, go to like faith, go to quotes, religious quotes, like whatever you want to do. There's no like, no, don't do that. Like, yeah, go do that. You're free to do whatever you want. You're your own boss, right? So don't just stick with one thing. If you don't want to do funny mugs, don't do funny mugs. Do family. Do whatever else you want to do. It's up to you. I'm just going to show you how you can do mugs, period. And the niche that I'm going to show you is funny because I like it, because it makes me laugh. Because I find some of these, I'm like, that's hilarious. And then I actually try and buy them. And I think I'm going to have a mug addiction and my wife's going to kill me. All right, so we are going to close it off right there. We're coming up on an hour. The replay will be up in the forums, and you'll be able to view it right here. It'll be in this thread right here. It'll be right here in about, well, probably this afternoon because it does have to render. So next training, we'll see you on that. And if you have any questions, post them in the forums. And do start a journal too, and start saying, you know, here's what I did today. Even if you don't do anything, go into your journal and say, I did nothing today. And the reason I'm saying that is when you go back and look through your daily journal and you're like, okay, I had like, out of a week, I had 2 days I actually did something, 5 days I did nothing. And then you look at your revenue or your profits or your, you know, what are you making? And you're like, well, I'm not making much, but really I'm not putting much into it. So that adds up. But if you go in, you're like, okay, today I did this, today I did this, today I did this, today I launched, today I tested, today I fired up 10 more, today I added 7 to my store, today I ran 5 test campaigns, you will be making money, right? So you control it. You totally control it. So use the journals. I'm going to close with that. We'll see you in the forums, and we will see you next week. Have a great day, everybody. Hey, Will here from PPC Coach. First off, just give me a 1 in the chat box if you can hear me and see my screen okay. Awesome. How's everybody doing today? Is it snowing where you are? That's my new question. Because it's snowing outside here in Canada. No snow. Yeah, if you guys are in the hot, sunny spots. Big time in Moncton. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you guys got dumped on. That was crazy. I saw that on the news. That was insane. Just nuts. Okay, so I'm going to dive right in because I've got something a little bit different that I've never really showed anybody, but I'm going to show you guys because you guys deserve it because you're members of my forum. And I want to provide you with the most up-to-date methods and training and everything that I've done. So this is kind of experimental. It's not the usual testing method that I do, but it's been working successfully. So I'm going to show it to you because I love it. So we're going to dive right in, and it's not what you expect. Okay, so it's a little bit different. So first, just some coughing, just some housekeeping. I actually have my Facebook ad account and business manager banned on Tuesday morning, and I panicked big time because I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So I went through it all, and I'm like, okay, I had the word "get rich" on my landing page for my site for the forums. And it was in there twice, but it said like, who is this not for? People who believe in get rich schemes, this is not for you. And then down in the disclaimer, it said, we do not believe in get rich quick programs. So Facebook's bot saw that, banned everything that I had, and I had to appeal. So I appealed, and then you just wait, and you sit there sweating, and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I can't get into any ad accounts. I can't get into my business manager. I can't get into my second business manager. They just totally wiped me off the board. This morning I woke up and my appeal worked. So I got my accounts back. So now I'm good to go. So the reason I'm saying this is if you guys ever get that message, don't panic. I put some instructions kind of on the forums there, what to do, but just don't panic. You can get it back. As long as you're not doing anything wrong, you're good to go. All right. It's just what Facebook does is they ban first. And then if you appeal, then they'll look at it. So they ban first because they deal with so many black hat people running a whole bunch of stuff that they're not supposed to. The black hat people burn through ad accounts, and Facebook knows that. So when Facebook bans an ad account, they know the black hat people are never going to appeal it because the black hat people don't have a leg to stand on. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let's dive in. What I want to do, which is different than before, do you remember that we set up this little store? So awesome mug shop. So what I want you guys to do, I hope you guys have this set up. We did that in the last kind of one. Now I'm not putting all my mugs on here because this is kind of a demo one, but my other store is full of like every mug I have basically. And the cool part is once you find one that's getting a sales, you can make it a featured item, and you can start listing off your featured items from most sales to least sales on this free store with Gearbubble, which is awesome, right? So that is a good thing. So typically what I'll do in testing is I'll fire up a test campaign for this mug, and then that's it. Then I'll fire up another test campaign for this mug and another one for this mug. what I've learned, and this is basically through my Google Ads stuff, which is translating nicely over to Facebook, everybody is doing it the same way. Everybody is testing one mug at a time, and honestly, it does work, but you do spend a ton of money in testing. So what I wanted to develop for everybody was kind of a way that would encompass all of our mugs in one shot. So I started brainstorming. I'm like, well, what am I doing on Google? Well, on Google, I'll send them to like a page full of ideas instead of just one thing. Because especially with things like Google search, you only have text that you can use. So let's say somebody's looking for a coffee mug on Google and they type in funny coffee mugs. And then you have your text ad that says funny coffee, looking for a funny coffee mug, starter fluid. Check this one out here. And it's like, okay, well, that's one coffee mug that you're testing. But what if you offered them all the coffee mugs you have in one shot on one ad? Wouldn't that give, if you can get their attention on that ad, get them to go to your store, which is what we have here, right? A free store. Then now they have options. And now they might actually spend some time going through. And not only that, they might even buy more than one. So let's do that and translate that to Facebook ads. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So the key is you do have to have like at least 3 mugs. I would say 9 even better, because the more mugs you have on this screen on your mug shop, the better it's going to be. Okay, so everybody get that? That makes sense? I'll walk you through step by step what I do here in a second. Just let me know if you've ever heard of that way of testing before. Give me a, okay, everybody good? Good. So we basically need to draw people from the Facebook newsfeed to this store. So how do we do it? We go to a thing called memes, and that's actually what we're going to advertise. So I want you to go to here and type in coffee meme. Now, Facebook is not a huge fan of memes, but we can get away with some of these. So just go to images, and here's a whole bunch of things we can copy. Now think of this, something like this, right? Another coffee is calling you, would be funny. First, okay, so here's one. First I drink the coffee, then I do the stuff. Funny, good. There's also others, the whole page of them. But first I'm gonna need more coffee for this shit. Well, we can't really swear on Facebook. When I smell coffee, have you ever wondered how easy? So do you see where I'm heading here? I want to actually do like advertise this and say, tie it in with my store and get them to click it to go through to my store. So here's a good one. Another coffee is calling, remind me every 5 minutes, message my brain to do it. So let's just do something here. Let's save this image. Save, and then let's go to Facebook, image, text, check. So it's right here, text overlay tool. And the reason I'm going here is I want to see, when I upload this image to Facebook, I want to see if I could actually run it as an ad. So they'll check it. It looks like nothing's happening, but it is actually checking it. Takes a second. So Facebook will scan it and they'll say, no, text is high, your ad may not run. So this thing has too much text in it. So let's go back and let's find another one. Okay. So let's try this one. First, because it's cute, it's a cat. People love cats and coffee. Save image as, and we'll call it cat coffee. And then let's upload this. So we're just having Facebook check it before we bother running through all of our images. And normally, it's low, so it's low. First I drink the coffee, then I do the stuff. So we could modify that if we wanted, but let's just try and find something else that might have a little bit less text. So ideally, if we could find something that didn't have any text at all, that'd be cool. How do we take? Nice. Let's try this one. Save image as, okay, when you get this file type, you can still save it, but it's probably better just take a screenshot. So let's do a capture. And then let's save that. Then let's go to text overlay tool. Let's try this one. So basically you're allowed 20% text. Nope. So we might have to build our own meme here. And if we do, that's fine. We can do that too. Oh my god. Nice. So here's one. And again, that's a WEP WebP file, so let's do a capture instead. This one, let's put a little black border around it. And then let's go here and go upload. This one should be, I don't know, still not enough, might be big. Okay, so that one is okay in that example. So there we go. So it's a giant coffee mug and it says still not enough. Good, so we're gonna go with that. So let's go here. Let's go to where we captured it. And we'll go image, resize. And then what we're gonna do is basically set it to 1080 by 1080. So I'll go, oops. I gotta unlock it. Froze it. No, I know I didn't want to do that. Come on. Bugger. I understand. So when you mistype, that sucks. Because now I gotta wait. There. Okay, so I'll unlock it. Oh, still frozen. All right, let's close the program. And I'll just reopen it. And let's just capture something here. There, okay, there it is. So now let's go image, resize, unlocked, 1080, 1080. There, so now it's 1080 by 1080, apply, file, save as. And it is grainy, but I don't care, because it's not gonna be that grainy on a phone. And I'll call this 1080, still not enough. There we go. So just sidebar, the other thing we can do is if we find a meme that we like, but the text is too big, type in meme generator, sorry. And I think this is a good one. This one? Yeah, this has a bunch. So you can search. So you can go search for coffee, see what comes up. Oh, that is funny. Okay, that's funny if you know that one. So here you can do that. You can find a whole bunch of these. So here's an example: giant coffee, man drinking coffee, animated, minion coffee. Okay, giant coffee. Here's an example. Here, I'm cutting back to just 1 cup a day. Okay, so we could take that and we could go like this. I'm cutting back on top, and here is the cool part. We can actually go here. We can change the font size. So that's 39. And then we'll change that to 39. And now you can actually even just grab this. Then go to Facebook, go to text overlay, and let's check this one. So you can make your own too, right? Is what I'm saying. If you need to adjust the text, if you can find the image, then you can make your own meme and adjust it. So that one's okay. So I can actually run 2 different ones here if I wanted, which is very cool. So, and that's good that we have 2 because now I can split test the 2 of them. So I do suggest getting like 2 images, which is why I showed you how to find one, how to test it, how to use a meme generator to figure it out. There's more coffee ones in here too. What's this one? That's funny. Try and stay away from the, you know, anything that is going to get you in trouble. Like Superman is probably, why is this on here? Oh. Right, because I typed in 1 cup a day. SpongeBob, coffee soldier, and then you can see some of these too. Crazy for coffee. I told coffee to step aside. This is a job for alcohol. Like, that's funny. You can do that too. Anyway, let's move along because as you know, I could spend all day doing this, but we're basically going to create our test campaign now. And the test campaign is going to go to our store instead of individual coffee cups. And then we can rearrange these coffee cups by setting the featured item too. So it's very, very cool. If we go back here, just get organized on my other screen. Just bear with me 1 moment. Go here. Okay, so just real quick. This is what I was talking about. When you go to your store, this is the first thing that popped up, featured items. So it says selected and unselected. And what I'm talking about here is the store will order it basically by the date that you added it. So the newest will be at the top automatically. But when you find something that has a sales or couples of cups that have sales, change the position. Go 1, say these are my best ones. 1, 2, 3, and then update store. Now, anything that I put in here, or say starter fluid was my best one. I want to make sure that's first, and I want to make sure that's third. Update store. Now, anything I add after that will be below these. So when I go to Awesome Mug Shop, see, I can control the order that these mugs show in. All right, that's a little tip for you because we do need to control the order once we have actual sales. So now, why don't we go and get some sales with my freshly unbanned ad account? So I'm going to call this campaign number 0. And this is going to be Gearbubble. And it's going to be coffee mug test. And then I'll put this to direct to store on GB. Now, again, we're going to go conversions. Even though we don't have any, we're going to do that. Number 2, this little campaign budget optimization thing, turn that baby on because we're going to spend 25 bucks a day to start. Not much, but enough to get going. If that's too much, lower that to 10, lower that to 5. The lower you put this daily budget number, the slower you will move. All right, so just keep that in mind. If you go too low, it will take like probably 7 days to get a sale. If you go high, you'll probably get multiple sales per day, right? So now we have to create some ad sets. We can do 3 to 5, I suggest, because that's a nice round number. And let's go in here and let's look at our ad sets. So now we're using CBO because it's pretty much going to be mandatory come the 27th of February. So I might as well get you guys in there ahead of time. So now how do we do this? 000 dash. So campaign is 000. The ad set is 01. And this one is going to be, well, we'll put this interest. We'll put a placeholder. Now we'll put a market, USA. And then we're going to leave this pretty wide open. So we're going to go 25 plus. And we're going to do men and women in the same one to start. So we're going pretty broad because we want to just put the word test in there too. And we'll go today's date, February 13th/20. There we go. That's our first one. Now interest, I'm going to swap out with what I actually target for the interest. So let's save that to draft. Awesome, it pops up like this, and now conversions, 25, leave it on high value or lowest cost, that's an auto bid. Later we can get into that other stuff, but we don't need it right now. Now, let's do our first targeting. So here we're going to go coffee mugs, and here we're gonna go purchase. So this is our coffee mug pixel with the purchase event. Now, we are going to turn on the mighty dynamic creative, because these are awesome and we can split test everything and Facebook loves them. So let's do that. Now, since we have a $25 daily budget and we want to spend, I don't know, we'll do it like this. In order to figure out your budget on a CBO, take your calculator out and go like this. Take your daily budget, 25, divided by the number of ad sets and multiply that by 20%. So you're, yeah, I mean, on the low stuff, it doesn't matter, but imagine when you're at 500 a day, or sorry, if you say you're at 100 a day times, or divided by 5 times 0.2, now you're at $4 minimum that you want to spend. So all we're saying here is we wanted to spend a minimum amount, and it's 20% of your budget divided by the ad sets times 20%. So again, make sure I got that right. 25 divided by 5. Well, you know what? Let's just do 3 because it's such a low budget. 3 to 5 is fine. And then times 0.2, $1.67. So the minimum you want to spend is $1.67. Boom. Leave your maximum wide open. And what CBO does is it will allocate the budget to the ad sets that are performing best. Right? So on a 25 budget, I'd say go 3 ad sets. If it's 50 or more, go at least 5 ad sets. Okay, and we'll use that as our general guideline. We don't have any custom audiences. We don't need to worry about that. Now we want to do United States. Remove Canada. And now let's go, what do we say? 25 plus, men and women. Now here, what the heck do you target for coffee mugs? Like, I don't know. What could I do? Anybody have any ideas? What can we target for coffee mugs? I actually know what I'm going to target, but I want to see if you guys have any ideas. What do you want people to do when they buy the coffee mug? Think of emotions. Give you a hint. Laughter is a good emotion. Ooh, 61 million people, 25 plus in the US, are interested in laughter. Now, what else do we want them to like? Coffee? Yes. So that and coffee is a good one. That's an awesome one. That's right up our alley, right? Coffee, of course. Coffee addicts, coffee buyers, everything. So hello, here we go. We have one. This is gigantic. This is totally scalable. I love it. So let's go up here and let's replace this with our name for the first test. Laughter and coffee. And now we're going to copy that whole thing. Copy, go to our add, paste. And now I'm actually going to use this page, the first page you should look at, because I want to show you guys that the page doesn't matter, really. Like, it could be Bob's Beet Farms, and you could advertise these coffee mugs. It could be anything. The page, later on, if you want to get funky and say, okay, well, I've got my awesome mug shop, so I'm going to create an awesome mug page. That's fine, do that. But if you have existing pages now, just run these tests on them. Honestly, the page is like just a necessary evil. That's all. All right, so now we have a lot of things we have to do here. We have to create our ads. So we go select images, and we want to upload the ones that we did, right? So the 1080, oh, wait, 1 cup per day is not resize, right? So let's go image, resize, and it's down here, unlock it. Oop, that's lock, unlock. 180, or no, 80. There we go. Apply, and then file, save as, 1080, 1 cup per day. Good. Make sure there it is. So we're going to upload that, and we're going to hit control, and we're going to upload that. There's our 2 images. Open. And it'll highlight here, and then we go boom, continue. So we've got 2 images in our dynamic creative. And what this is going to do is it's going to mix and match things for us. So first thing we see over here, fix 2 errors and add the link field is required. Please complete this field to continue. With pleasure, my friend. So what link are we going to use? our store. So let's scroll down to the link field. Get rid of that error. Boom, gone. There we go. So now we've got primary text and we've got our headline. So what should we type in here for this ad? Well, the best thing to do is look at existing ads. And we can spy on other ads, but I'm going to show you what I've been doing lately. Simple. Cool, right? That's it. We don't have to go into a long song and dance, but we can also get another. We're going to put 2 primary text, 2 headline, 2 description, and 2 buttons, along with 2 images. So if you look at that, it is basically going to finite math here. We have 2 headlines times 2 primary text times 2 images. Wait, I said images. Images, primary text headline, times description, times buttons. 32 variations Facebook will have to run of this ad. So they'll mix and match everything, which is just awesome. So here, we're going to say something very simple, which is okay, boom, done, headline. Click here to view. Click here to see our mugs. Pick your favorite. There we go. There's the URL. Now the buttons, learn more and shop now. Oh, actually, learn more, definitely shop now. Oops. Add another option, then go learn more. There we go. So you can see over here, looking for a funny coffee mug. We've got tons of them. Click here to see our mugs. Isn't that awesome? And then view more variations. Why not, right? Love coffee? Check out our funny coffee mugs now. So this is, I think, the wave of the future, honestly, on Facebook ads, because the thing where you're just firing up a necklace or you're firing up a coffee mug or whatever to an individual product listing, it does work, but I'm finding this way, I think, is the way of the future. So I hope you guys agree with that. Question coming in, should we create a store that only sells mugs? No. Well, I mean, you can create a free one on Gearbubble like I'm showing you. If you have a Shopify store, you can create a collection of mugs, and you just would, instead of running it to your storefront page, you would run it to your mug collection, right? So what we want to do is basically give them more than one option, because we don't know if my starter fluid mug is going to, connect with them, or any of the 50 or 100 other mugs I'm going to have in the friggin' store. Which one they're going to like, I don't know, because everybody's different and everybody has different tastes. So let's just get their attention. Let's get them to our store landing page. And this one's free, so there's no excuse that you can't do one. And let's get them buying, and let's get them buying more than one. Okay, so, and you can see it switches out. You can switch these out. How it changes. So Facebook loves dynamic creatives. They love them because they have so many options. Now, the one downside is we cannot upload this and then grab the post ID and run our next ad set with this post. It has to be a brand new post. That's the only downside of this. I've honestly found when I was scaling huge, I was running dynamic creatives. It didn't matter that I didn't have the social proof carrying over. That's an old kind of method that a lot of people still use, but it doesn't matter anymore. All right, so let's go here and I'll show you what to do. We go action, quick dupe. And again, so all we're going to change is the number and the interest. So down here, So we've got laughter and coffee mug. But you know you can do 3 layers, right? What are we selling? What are we selling? A mug? What if we put that in there? Now we're down to 3.3 million. Wouldn't that be cool? I think so. So don't think that you're stuck at like 2 layers here. Now remember, I used the narrow. You have to use the narrow thing or it won't work. Okay, so always use narrow. Always, always, always. So but that's basically it. So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go and mug. Remove the word copy. Change this to a 2. Highlight, copy, go down here. Paste. So again, I can't use an existing post. See how it's blocked out? Because it's a dynamic creative. I'm fine with that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that thing where I got to carry the post ID. Like I know I trained that too, but now I'm moving to this. So let's do number 3. What should we do? You guys give me some ideas. So we got coffee addicts. Let's try that. Somebody said, let's try this. Anything? No. What do we have for the word coffee? Houses, bean culture, prep. Ooh, coffee lovers. That might be a good one. Specialty, coffee roasting, coffee table. No. Coffee cup, probably. Coffee maker, coffee time. Costa Rica. All right, so I saw one in here right away. Type it in coffee. Coffee lovers. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. How big is this one? 1.7 million. And let's put funny or let's try this. That's a good size. I like that. So I'm not just going to go coffee lovers. I'm going to go coffee lovers and laughter. All right. Because why not? Give it a test. Let's remove these. Actually, let's just paste that in. And remove that. Control A, Control C on a PC. Boom, done. All right, so we've got a $25 campaign, 3 ad sets, dynamic creatives. What are we gonna do? Let's upload that puppy. Oh, good. Now remember, that tracking pixel that I put here starts in 854. So let's just go here and make sure 854, okay? And when we go to one of these, pixel helper 854. So we know that the pixel ID is correct. We can go back to store. So let's go back here. So we're not quite done yet because we have to actually set some rules up. So I'm just going to take some questions here for a sec before I get into that. Should we create a store that only sells mugs on GB? Yes, I would. Came in 10 minutes late. Did you show how to make the mugs? No, that's in live training number 1, which is on the forums, and you can view that at any time. So I researched quotes for funny mugs and came up with 50 ideas. Would you upload them all to the GB store? The ones you like, yeah, I would. Absolutely. Funny text plus coffee. That's a good one, too. That's a good idea. So yeah, if anybody's behind, like if you missed the first live training, it is right, literally, I'll show you. So go to the forums, go here, read me first, Funny Coffee Mug Challenge. All the training is in here. And live training number 1, which was last week, is right here. And in here, we're showing how to research and create. Oh wait, do we not show how to create? I thought we did. We just showed research? Just research, yes, I was there. So I didn't show how to launch any of these on Gearbubble. But I thought I showed like creating the store or launching. Did I show that? Well, crap. Okay. So does everybody need to see how to create? We'll just backtrack here real quick. Okay, let me finish off the ad part and the testing part, and then I'll show you how to launch one, okay? Yeah, I'll show you one, no problem. Okay, so go back to your campaign, and then we need some rules, okay? Because we have these 3 ad sets, but we don't want them to get out of control. So notice I put the word test in each of these ad sets in the name. I did that for a reason. Because now I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to automated rules and open in a new tab. That's not the right account, but let's go to coffee mugs. Make sure you're in your right account. I'm just going to, these are old rules for this one. So let's just delete these. Just so you're not confused, and then we'll launch a coffee mug. While I'm doing this, you guys put a saying that you want to see on a coffee mug into the chat, and I'll make whatever. I'll take one of your ideas and I'll make it. Okay, so yours will look like this, no automatic rules. Yeah, so just while I'm doing this, if you have a suggestion for a coffee mug you want to see me make live, like as soon as I'm done these automated rules, let me know. I'll make it live and I'll launch it on my store. All right, here we go. Oh, over here, create rule. So we need rules now. So these are going to apply to all active ad sets, turn off the ads, but remember I put that word test in there? So scroll down to settings, ad set name contains test. And now I'm going to say if it's spent more than, I don't know, 5. Well, we make like more than that. Hang on. Go here for a sec. On the other screen. Okay, so save that one. So at $19.95, we make $16 per sale. So if it spends half of that, 8, and it doesn't have an add to cart, then we're going to turn it off. Website purchase Facebook pixel, add to cart is smaller than 1. So our test campaigns are going to say this: if it spends $8 without a sale, turn it off, lifetime. Okay, so this is going to be, the rule name is test, rule number 1, turn off ad set if spent is greater than 8 and ATC is add to cart is less than 1, lifetime. So that's our first rule. That's going to control it. That's just going to say within that campaign, each ad set is allowed to spend $8 without getting an add to cart before the rules will shut it off. These rules run automatically in the background on Facebook's end, okay? So we need a second rule too. So we're going to say this. If, again, we got to go to settings, ad set name contains test. You only have to set these up once. And then any of your ad sets that have the word test in the ad set name, these rules will automatically apply to even new campaigns that you launch. So here we'll say if spent is greater than 16 and purchases, website conversion Facebook pixel, purchases is smaller than 1, then we're going to turn it off too. So this is rule number 2. I'm just going to paste in the old one. So test rule 2 says it got an add to cart, right? So now we're going to give it like basically another $8 to get a sale. And 16 is our break even at a price of $19.95 on a 2-tone 11-ounce mug. And here we'll put PUR for purchase is less than 1. There we go. So these 2 alone will do it, but we can have a third rule as well, just in case it does get a sale, but we want to make sure that the return on ad spend is still profitable. So we'll have this. So we'll go settings, ad set name, test. And this rule means if it got a sale. So if the website conversion Facebook pixel purchases is greater than 0, and right down here, it's this one, website purchase of return on ad spend is smaller than 1.5 lifetime, then shut it down. So this means we're shutting it down while it's still profitable. It got a sale, but the cost per purchase is creeping up and the return on ad spend is creeping up. So we want to make sure, or sorry, creeping down. So we want to make sure if the return on ad spend gets too low, we want to just shut off that ad set so we lock in our profits. Okay, so let's go rule 3. Turn off ad set if, just delete all these, purchases greater than 0 and ROAS is less than 1.5 lifetime. That'll control it. So those 3 rules are your core rules. They're basics. You need those. Those are like your safety rules. And this means that you don't have to watch your campaigns. So now any ad sets that you launch with the word test in the title of the ad set name, these rules will apply to, even future ones that you create. Okay? That makes sense? So rule 3, it turns off when you have at least one purchase, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to infinity, and the return on ad spend is less than 1.5. So if the return on ad spend is 1.4 or lower, it will shut off the ad set. And this locks in your profit of 0.5 return on ad spend. Okay. Now we go back here. And now I do apologize. I got all out of sort. I was so excited I got my ad account back that I actually have done this webinar bass backwards. So let's figure this out. Okay, so what would you like to see on a mug? Facebook bot sucks. Oh, I would love to do that, but I'll probably get banned. All right, well, let's find one. No suggestions, eh? Come on. Let's go to my favorite. Pinterest. Body coffee mugs. I looked for symptoms online, and it turns out I just have kids. Ooh, I like this one. Let me drop everything and work on your problem. All right, so what you're going to do is take this, and you're going to go to WordSwag. Okay, so this is WordSwag. Remember I said this? You're going to go get this. Okay, now I'm going to do this on my phone because I'm not on a PC. So I'm going to literally pull up my phone and I'm going to pull up WordSwag, and I'm going to type in that. So I can't really show you my phone, unfortunately. I don't have any way to do that. But I'll transparent background. You'll see what I've created in a second. You'll see how fast I can do it, as fast as I can type and talk. So let me drop everything and work on your problem. All right, so I'm on here. I'm going to find the basic text one. I'm on my phone right now. So like that one. And then at the bottom, that's actually not bad. Let's go with that one. Change color to black. Save, and then I just, from WordSwag, I'm now emailing it to myself. And now I can show you what I got. That's how fast it took. So let me pull up my email. And I'll show you how to do this. All right, here's my email inbox. I designed this with an app called WordSwag. And let's download this. And then let's go show in folder. So I'm just going to move this around to my coffee mug folder. And this one is let me drop everything. There. So I've got it in my folder. Coffee mugs, let me drop everything. There's the file. There's what it looks like. That's how quick I did it. It's a weird box. There. All right, so now I want to get this onto a coffee mug. So how do I do that? I want to go to my trusty account. I'm gonna load that up over here, my account. Here we go. So I did try this one, and I didn't get a sale. Difference between your opinion and a coffee mug. So I'm gonna launch traditional coffee mug. I thought for sure I launched one. Okay, well, let's launch it. Now I'm gonna go two-tone, upload, and here you can upload or you can drag and drop. So if I drag and drop, let's grab this, dump it on there. Then I can resize it. And I unchecked snap to center because it was too far down. Now I'm gonna add other colors. I'm gonna leave the price at $19.95. I don't need personalized, I don't need that. I am gonna duplicate the image on the back. Okay. And then I'm gonna go next step. And this is called Let Me Drop Everything and Work on Your Problem. Plug. Then you can say this. Ever feel this way? It also makes a great gift to get one now and give a couple as gifts. Excuse me. And then down here, I'm going to leave category blank. I'm going to leave tags blank. I'm going to go here. 10 p.m. That I put it at 10 p.m. so that I can go in. I don't have to stay up all night. I can just request payouts at about 10:30 or so. And here I'm going to go. Let me drop. See if I can. Dash mug. There. Term service. Just click that, and now we are ready to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. Launch. Processing. All right. So now I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go to my account, and I'm going to edit the settings on this one. So I'll just open that in a new tab. I want to put the tracking pixel in. So I click tracking pixels, this little box, and I need to put my pixel in here. So to get my pixel ID, go to your listing, and just click to copy, paste. So make sure you have that pixel on there, update. Now the other thing I like to do now is go to other, then I go to general, and I like to allow the campaign to be searchable in the Gearbubble network. I turn that off. Reason being that new releases page, people just sit there all day refreshing that page and they'll steal your designs. So turn that off. That way you don't appear on there. Click update. And then we do need an upsell too, but I'll get that in a second. So I'm just going to exile this back there. And here, now I'm going to add it to my store, but before I do that, I actually need to launch an upsell. So I'll go traditional. Now, you can do another mug, the exact same design, or you can do like a travel mug or a tumbler or whatever you want to do, even a wine glass. So tumblers are cool. So let's do a tumbler just for something different. I'm going to launch the exact same design. See, oh, it's black. Okay. So if it's black, then I need to modify my image. Just simple to do. Open with Photoshop. Yeah, I guess a white tumbler would look kind of funny. So what do you get here? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Where do we go here? Well, that's what I sent to Facebook. Where'd you go? Where's my thing? There it is. All right, so right click, blending options, color overlay, white. Oop, that's not white. Why didn't I go white? Okay. I have to rasterize it. Hang on. Rasterize layer style. Try that again. Oh, it's just this opacity thing was at 43. I don't know why. There. Now it's white. So I go File, Save As, white. Okay. Now when I go in here, I got the white one right there. Oops. Gotta go Upload Design. Drag and drop. And you know what? Why not just add these other ones? Because we can. Now this is saying $32.99. I think I've been on the 95 kick lately. There, so I'll make 20 bucks a sale if they buy the upsell. Next up. And here, let me drop everything and work on your problem. Now I hope the wheels are spinning with you guys and you're like, ooh, I could do tumblers. I could do a store full of tumblers. You can, but we're in the coffee mug challenge. So that's why I'm showing coffee mugs. Let me drop tumbler. Good, 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 good. Lunch. Now, why the heck did I just launch a Tumblr? Like, what is going on in the world today? Well, I'll tell you once this launches why I did that. Come on, launch. There we go. Okay, my account. Now we're going to go back here to this one. And we're going to go to settings. I like to open a new tab. Now we're going to go upsell. And we're going to go, yep. And we're going to select that product. And we're going to go, boop. And we're going to turn discount on. And let's give them 20% off if they buy that sweet discount right away. Update. Updated successfully. So now, when those people go to my store, buy the mug, they will see that one. But we still have to add this mug to our store. Oh no, how do we do that? Okay, well, go to stores, go to advanced settings beside your store, go to add remove products, go to your new one. Let me drop everything, work on your problem, add, and add to store. Now when I refresh my store, I have 4 mugs. Whose mind is blown? Oh, I am so pumped for you guys to get these sales. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. So I lost my thing here. Where'd my dashboard go? You guys disappeared on me. Weird, I can't find my Q&A thing. All right, well, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so some questions coming in. And then we're going to close up. So does that make sense? That's how you launch. And that's how you put it on your store. That's how you do an upsell. That's how you do all that good stuff. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Facebook bot sucks. I would love to do that, but I'm probably on thin ice with them anyway. Okay, rule number 3, when does it turn off? When it has a sale and at least the return on ad spend drops below 1.5, it will turn off. Is Facebook going to freak out if you send traffic and there's a bunch of swearing in the mugs on the landing page? Possibly. So there's 9 per page, so make sure your swearing ones are on page 2. Or maybe don't do the swearing ones. I don't know. Like, yeah, they might, but I mean, Facebook can't control what's off Facebook. They can control ads running to a page that has swears on it. That might affect it. I honestly don't know, because I don't really put the sweary ones on my stores. especially when I'm running ads. Just to be safe, maybe skip it. This isn't related to mugs, but I bet this idea would translate well to caps too. Yeah, man. Caps, any product you want. Will you add the two-tone type mug? That's all I'm selling right now. Look at it. They're all two-tone. Do you know why? Because they freaking sell. Because everybody's seen the white or the black or whatever. But when people see new stuff, they're like, ooh, that's cool. And when they can buy it in like pink or blue or whatever else, that's even awesome. So why a one-day campaign on Gearbubble and not longer? So back in the day, there used to be like a countdown timer, and it would say that the campaign is done in, 1 hour, 5 minutes, and then it would reset the next day, and it was like kind of a marketing gimmick to get it to go. So now I set the end date for that campaign, but technically it's the end date for the production run on that particular day. Okay, so it's not the campaign end. The campaign will automatically restart right away. So you can continually send ads to it. This is just that batch that people ordered during that time frame will go to production at 10 o'clock. And then my payout will be available for me to withdraw to my PayPal account, or you can withdraw it right to your bank too if you want. Okay, so it's just a weird setup that they haven't really updated, because back in the day we used to have our landing pages that said literally a countdown timer, and this was, buy it now before it's gone and all that scarcity stuff, but it was really fake, super fake scarcity. So how many sales did you get while testing last week? 4. Then my ad account got shut down, so I couldn't test anymore. Perfect, thanks. What does return on ad spend mean? Okay, so instead of screwing you guys up here, I'll actually go right to this. Okay, how do you calculate it? Here you go. Formula is quite simple. You divide the revenue that is produced by advertising by the dollar amount that's spent on that particular advertising to arrive at your return on ad spend. Okay, so let's say we generate $40 in revenue, but it costs us $30 to make that. Our return on ad spend is 1.33. Okay, so if we spent $40 and it costs us $20 to get that $40, our return on ad spend is 2. That's how I calculate it. That's all it means. It's just a little way to track results, basically. Here it is. It's a popular metric that can help businesses evaluate if their campaigns are successful. It's a simple calculation of ad divided by revenue, ad spend divided by revenue. It will tell you how much revenue you earn for every dollar spent. That's it. So it's just good to use in your rules, because you can use cost per purchase as well for you guys that have used cost per purchase, but cost per purchase is a little bit inaccurate, because the way the Facebook pixel works is if somebody goes to my store and buys 2 mugs, Facebook will count that as 1 sale on your dashboard because they can't see both. But the return on ad spend number will actually reflect 2 mugs being bought instead of 1. Okay, hope that doesn't confuse everybody. Yeah, it is confusing when you look at it. It's kind of like ROI, but a little bit different. Okay, so who got some value out of this old live training? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're still alive and you didn't fall asleep and you're pumped. Who's going to go launch their store and just go kick some serious butt right now? Have you guys ever seen this method before? No, because I haven't showed it. I can't fall asleep with all this caffeine. Right on. Awesome. All right, so that's it. So, I mean, you're going to see this method come out now, because people are going to be like, ooh, okay, well, I invented a new method. And they'll be like, instead of advertising individual products, we're going to advertise whole stores. And you heard it here first. All right, so that's all good. Awesome. I am so pumped. I got my ad account back. I am going to go load up my store with mugs. And I mean, those test ads now are so awesome, because they're just going to a store full of friggin' mugs with multiple ideas, multiple options for people to buy. It's just a whole different way to look at advertising and a whole different way to do the Facebook ad side. Now, when we do find one that does get a sale, oh yeah, we're going to scale it, and we're going to scale that one directly. But for our testing, let's test it all. And when something does do well, let's set that as a featured item. So it's right at the top when they land on our store. Make sense? How long should a test last? Good idea. All right. So I basically give, like, if you're running campaigns, so typically it'll be $16 per ad set that I will allow. And it's basically the same with this too. So that's why I set it at the rules, right? Rule number 2, turn off the ad set if it spends 16 bucks without a sale, lifetime. So that means that ad set's gone. Now you can replace that with another ad set. And what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at our data through these breakdown reports, breakdown by delivery. We can go age, gender, agent gender, country, well, region in this case, because we're US only. We can look at all this information, and then we can start narrowing down our replacement ad sets. So if you're going to run 25 a day, have 3 ad sets running all the time. So if one of these goes down, spends $16 without a sale, it will turn off. And then you could replace that with another one. And you can change up the interest, you can change up the gender, you can change up the age range in order to really dial it in. The more money you're spending through this pixel, the better Facebook is going to get at finding buyers for you. All right. Now, if you're running it for, like, say, a month or even a couple weeks, you might want to go in and your new ad sets, you might want to switch out the images or switch up the text a bit, just so that you can split test. And oh, by the way, when you go to the ads, you can actually run, a breakdown report on the ads for the dynamic creative, which is somewhere in here. Can't remember where it is. Maybe it's here. Here it is. So once you know how we put in all those different options for the image, the primary text, the headline, description, and button? Well, you click this, and then you can see which image worked best, the URL, text, which is the primary text, the headline, the description, and the call to action. We can see a breakdown of which one worked best for our ad set. And then when we go to create a new dynamic creative, we can take that into account, and we can take the winner and then split test that with a new test. Okay, so it's a constant testing game. So how long should the test last? I mean, each ad set gets 16 bucks, and then you replace it with another one. No. So the question is, so each ad set has a separate pixel? Nope. Each ad set has the same pixel. The pixel is a coffee mug pixel. So if you look here, and I added all these, scroll down the bottom, all of these ads are using this pixel. You want to have the same pixel for all of your ads. This is my niche coffee mug pixel, okay? This is my pixel that I'm using in all my tests. And when I go to scale, this is a pixel I'm using in my scaling down the road. Not a unique pixel for each ad. A unique pixel for each niche, which is coffee mugs. Hope that makes sense. If you guys have any more questions, post them on the forums. We just passed the hour, so I'm going to sign off. But I hope you can hear my voice. I'm freaking pumped. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm gonna go just destroy coffee mugs right now, and you're gonna do it with me. So if you have any questions, let me know, and we will see you in the forums, and we'll see you on the next training when we actually have some winners to scale. Right on. So make sure you post too when you get your first sale. I want to see it in that success section of the forum. All right, everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey everybody, welcome to webinar number 3 of 3. So this one is all about what to do when you find a winner with your coffee mugs. So I apologize for the delay. I had to restart my computer. It wouldn't launch GoToWebinar, so we are all good to go. And also I got a little bit of a setback because I had that ad account ban last week, which put me behind by a couple days, but it's all good. Everything's back up and running now. We are 100% good to go. So today I'm going to show you 2 things. Number 1 is what to do when you find a winner, how to ramp it up and scale it. And number 2, another part of kind of ramping up and scaling is the email sequence. So I'm going to show you 2 things that you need to hook up so that you can be sending buyers emails almost daily as well as running, discounts and sales throughout the year that you can actually schedule ahead of time. So the email marketing side is going to pick up a lot of sales, where it'll get to the point where you can actually lose money on ads and more than make up for it on your email marketing because you're building up a huge list. So I've got to split this webinar training into 2 sections. So first things first, I'm going to hit the one that I really enjoy the most, which is the Facebook ad side. I love the email marketing too, and a lot of people slough it off. Don't do that, because these have such a small margin that we have to use every possible angle, every possible technique, every possible method that we can in order to get this to work, okay? So again, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Oh, I should have done this. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you can hear me and see the screen okay. Right on. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, we got New Jersey in here. Where are you guys from? UK, I see. BC, Portugal, South Carolina, Toronto. Right on, just down the 401. Cool, cool. Lots of people on here. That's awesome. All right. One other thing, it came up on the forums is people were saying, oh, in that other training, I launched my store and I ran like the meme kind of test method and I didn't really get anything. That's okay. If that happens, you can go back to the individual testing of the coffee mugs too. Okay, I'm showing you multiple ways that you can do it, but not every way will work for every person or every ad account or every situation. So if the meme store angle didn't work for you, don't give up. Just say, okay, well, now I'm just going to test some individual mugs and see what I can come up with instead. All right. So that's what I need you to do. I'm going to show you the one that I got one of my mugs that actually worked pretty well. So let me go in here. I'm just going to preview the ad. And this is the one that I'm going to ramp up. I'm going to show you, edit it, and then I can preview the ad. There we go. Facebook post comments. So it's this one. 2 words, 1 finger. Right there. Pretty cool. So if you're wondering where did I get this mock-up, go here. I think that's the right URL. Ah, crap, wrong URL. Hang on, let me find the URL. So fun when you have to restart your computer because you have to go like all the way back to 0, which is super annoying. Let me just find it here. I'll drive, D drive. Just on the other screen for a sec. It's Place It anyway. That's where I found it. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But Place It is what it's called. That's how I generated that mock-up. So I'll put the link in the forums. And you can see when you click it, it goes to this one. And it's just 2 words, 1 finger, 1995, awesome mug. All right, so that's all good. So this is actually the one that we're going to use. And I do like that mock-up a lot because it looks real, right? Even though, I never bought this mug, but it's real. So I'm going to use this in my training here. And what we're going to do is basically ramp this up. So to do so, this is campaign number 1. I'm just going to do a quick dupe of this. Well, you know what? I'll start from the beginning because it's easy. So let me create a new one. And I'm going to create a shell, it's called. If you're in the guided creation, it'll look like this. I like the quick creation instead. I'm just going to paste that in there. So what I do is go campaign number 1. This is like version 3, pretty much. And this will be the, just going to delete all this. Oh, sure. Is my computer going to freeze up? I hope not. All right. So this is 2 words, 1 finger, mug. And we'll call this steady. And then we're going to go with the conversion campaign. And now we are going to use the CBO on this, okay? And I'm going to set this pretty high, but don't panic, all right? We're not going to spend a full $1,000 because I'll show you how we're going to control this very tightly. But we do want to give it plenty of budget so that when it starts taking off and we're adding new ad sets, we have enough room for them all to fit in here. So you could go like 100 if you wanted. You could go 500. I'm going to go 1,000 just because I want to leave lots of wiggle room for all these ads to perform. So in here, I'm going to put my interest, which is laughter and coffee and mug. That's going to be USA. And I think the males got the sale. So we'll put plus men. And I'll show you how to see exactly which age range got it. I'm going to put the date. Hey, it's 020202 or whatever, February 2020. That's cool. And then I'll put steady in here. I'm just going to copy this whole thing, paste it right there, and save to draft. So I'm just going to collapse this for a second because I want to see, I got my lifetime stats up. So these two sales, I want to see what age range it was. So I go for delivery and then age. And then I can check it. I can see it's older people. Look at that. So these older guys are actually buying. So 55 plus men. I can do age and gender too. But I know it's men because this is my male ad group. So the older guys are buying this coffee mug. The women, I got one for women. They didn't even really add to cart. So that tells me kind of where to focus, right? So now I can use that info. And when I'm creating my ad sets, I can go with the older crowd. And it didn't even really show to the younger ones. So I'm going to use that info. The more info you have, basically the more money you spend, the better. So I'm just going to go 55 plus on this. So to get rid of that, you go break down none. And then we can go back in here and click edit and get back to where we were. So in here, I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go to my coffee mugs. And purchase is the event I want. And now I'm not going to use dynamic creatives. I'm going to use that one that I already have. But don't need the offer. But here's what I want to do. So we have a $1,000 budget across the whole campaign. And Facebook's going to split that amongst all the ad sets that we put in here. That's what a campaign budget optimization or a CBO campaign is. But we want to control it. We don't want them to go crazy. So what we're going to do is say, you know what, Facebook, you get $12.50 maximum for each ad set that I'm going to put in here per day. So this is where it says ad set and spend limits. This ad set is part of a campaign that's using campaign budget optimization. If your spending requirements for this ad set, add them here. And then if you mouse over this, provide a minimum target spend limit or maximum spend limit to control the spend on this ad set. You click learn more, it'll pop up in this window and it'll show you, okay? It does limit it, but we do want to limit it. So adding a maximum spend lets us know the greatest amount we can spend for your ad set. We stop spending once we reach your ad set's maximum limit, even if your overall campaign budget is more when using maximum spend limits. All right, so you are safe. They're not going to spend $1,000 on this ad set because we capped it. We said you get $1,250, and then later on, if this ad set is working, we can increase the cap. So we can go to 25 bucks or 50 bucks or 75 or 100. Instead of having to tinker with the budget's already there. We're just not going to use it all at the start. So we're basically going to launch a couple ad sets to get some that are getting sales. And then we're going to give those ones that are getting sales a bit more of the budget. That's what the ramping up / scaling, steady method is all about. It's like slow and steady, my old slow and steady, but modified for CBO. So it says this, use caution when pausing or deleting ad sets. Okay, could result in total maximum spend being less than the amount of the campaign budget available. Well, that's what we want. For example, a campaign with a $50 budget and 5 ad sets, each with a maximum spend of $10, would make your total maximum spend limit 50. However, if you pause one of the ad sets, your total maximum spend would decrease to 40. Even though your overall budget would remain at 50, we would now spend 40. I love how they put that as a caution. Like, isn't that a caution on Facebook's side? Because they're like, oh, caution, you're not going to give us as much money. Like, oh, boo-hoo, Facebook. Anyway, this says it too. Increase your maximum spend limit. Increase your maximum spend limit if you increase your campaign budget. We can't spend your updated campaign budget if we're limited to your ad set's original maximum. For example, imagine you have a campaign budget of 50 and a maximum ad set spend limit of 50. If you increase your campaign budget to 60, without increasing the ad set spend limit, we can't use the additional $10. No crap, right? And then make sure your maximum spend limit is at least $1. So when usually daily budget, blah, blah, blah. And they have minimums too. So minimums apply. We could say, $5 minimum, $12 maximum. in order to spread it out evenly. Minimums are okay. When I'm doing really big CBO campaigns, I will use minimums because I want to make sure they're spread out. But for such a low, kind of budget, I'm basically saying you get $12.50 for this. I don't care when you spend it. If something if an ad set is working better in the morning, go ahead and give it to that. If this one's going to come on board like later in the day, that's fine. Give it to that. I'll give Facebook that control. And then we're going to start these. Now, since these are basically really, think of it as $12.50 ad set budget. That's it. That's all you're spending. So I don't mind starting it like right now, 10:16 in the morning. If I were doing like, $100 or $500 maximum or $1,000 maximum, I'd want to start it the next day at midnight. Okay. So now let's go down here and do our targeting. United States, remove Canada. And we'll do men. And for this one, we will do 55 plus because we know that's our best one. And the targeting was this. Laughter. And it was narrow to toffee. And then narrow further to mug. And that brings us to 180,000 people because we're using only 55 plus, right? Now on the placement side, we could go auto and we could do manual, and we can also test this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it. So I'm going to test auto on this one. So I'll put basically 55 plus, not 21 plus. And at the end, I'll just put like auto placements. Okay, so now let's go into our ad. Let's copy this. And our page is this one, Awesome Gifts For, but we need this post ID. We're just going to keep using this post ID since it worked. So this is Gifts For there. And then this is auto, so we'll use selected page, use existing post. We no need to redo it. It's a good ad anyway. There we go. And that's our destination, that's fine. And make sure it's there with your pixel. That's good. Now you can verify your pixel by going here, going to Pixel Helper, and it's right there. Good, good. All right, so now let's go back. And we need more of these. So this one was auto placements. So now I can also go down and I can say, all right, you know what? Let's just test the feeds only. Let's go Facebook and Instagram feeds only. See what happens. Let's remove all this. Because people always ask me, what works best, auto or feeds. Well, we'll test it. Feeds only, and then we'll change this to number 2. And you can see, remember, this carries over the maximum because I did a duplicate. So then I'll go to the ad and I'll just change the title because I'm using the same post ID. And it'll give me a second. There we go. And now I'm going to say, okay, that a lot of other questions people have is what works best, 7-day click or 1-day view or 1-day click or view? Well, let's test it. So let's do feeds only, 1-day click or view. So this is technically a different ad set. Now we'll go like this. 3. And why are we making these slight changes? Because the audience size is like 180,000 on auto. So within that 180,000, spending $12.50 a day, that's a tiny bucket of people that each of these ad sets is going to hit. So when we make one small tweak to the ad set targeting or the ad set setup, now we're going to hit a different bucket of those people in the same day, right? So feeds only is going to hit different than auto, and 7-day click or view is going to perform differently than 1-day click or view. And this is for feeds, and then we'll go back and do one for auto too. So let's go back to the auto one. Let's do a dupe. We'll call this number 4. And this one, we'll do auto placements, 1-day click or view. Copy that whole thing. Then let's scroll down to the bottom and I'll change this to 1-day click or view. There we go. So now we've got 4 of those. And now we can say, okay, so we've got four, 1250 times 4 is what, $50 out of 1,000 that we have set up to run. So we can set up, you know, if you pull out your calculator, the maximum spend is 1250, and we have $1,000 daily. That's 1,000 divided by 1250. Oops. Means we could set up 80 ad sets. There is a limit though on CBO campaigns. You can't really go up to 80 ad sets. I think it's 72. I'm not 100%, but we don't want to put that many in here anyway. I think 10 at a time is good, a good starting point. So we've got this up and running, and now what we can do, instead of spending a whole bunch of time trying to, you know, tweak this or whatever, we have USA. So we could go select them all at the ad set level and do duplicates. And we'll do 1 each. And now we just doubled it to 8. But now instead of going like United States, we could go with another country. Or we could go worldwide. I like to go worldwide too. Let's go worldwide. Same exact setup, except it's worldwide. We're going to exclude Nigeria because they suck for converting. And we're going to exclude United States. And then we're going to put, when you go worldwide, make sure you put language to English. So there we go. So now we've got men 55 plus worldwide minus Nigeria minus United States. So now we want to just kind of edit this to change USA to worldwide. So you have them all selected. So you just go to this drop down, find and replace, and instead of USA, go worldwide. And then it has the word dash copy on the end, so you could get rid of that too. So you go find and replace, space, dash, copy with nothing. That'll clean it up. And then you go into your ads and you can change those too. So go to ads. It's already got the 4 selected. Go edit, find and replace. Go replace USA with worldwide. Save. Oh, there, okay. And this one doesn't have the word copy on them at the ad level. So now we've got 8 ad sets. We've got $12.50 per ad set. So $12.50 times 8 is $100 a day. I think that's a good start for everybody. We're going to set up some rules too, of course, to pause anything that doesn't work. But the 8 ad sets spending $100 a day is good, and it's spread out, and it's nice, and it's CBO, and Facebook loves it, and it looks like a gigantic campaign. But when you go into it, go into the details, right? I could edit them all just to verify. My maximum spend on each is $12.50. So let's upload this. Let's get rid of this help thing. So we've got 8 running out of time. Now some of these aren't going to work. Some of them are going to work. The ones that work, we can, and always does this. Just do a review and publish again. The ones that work, we're going to increase the maximum spend. So we will basically double it. So if we get like a sale or 2 today, then tomorrow we'll go into that ad set and we'll edit it. And we'll change that maximum spend to 25. So we'll just edit that and then we'll upload it. The ones that don't get a sale, they'll be shut off. And then basically we want to keep it at like 8 to 10 ad sets in here per day. So we're going to have to set up in the morning. We'll have to look at which ones were paused the day before, and then we'll add new ones. So they can be repeats or they can be different. So instead of laughter and coffee and mug worldwide, we could go with coffee and funny or die, right? A bunch of other different ones. We go with lookalike audiences. We can go with all that good stuff. So speaking of lookalikes, well, let's do our rules first. So let's go to the campaign level. This is in review, and it looks like a monster, but it's not. So let's go here, automated rules. Now remember, we put that word steady in all these. So these are the ramp ones, which is fine. Could have called it ramp, I guess, too. Yeah, I'm going to call it steady. So active ad sets, turn off the ad sets, and then we're going to go like this. Settings, ad set name contain steady. Oops. And again, spent is greater than 8, because that's half our break even. and add to carts. Website conversion Facebook pixel, add to carts is smaller than 1. And this I'm going to do lifetime, then turn it off. So this is steady. Rule number 1. Turn off ad set if spent is greater than 8 and add to cart is less than 1 lifetime. Now I'm just going to hit Control A, Control C, create. And I'm going to do a second rule. And this one is going to be settings. Ad set name is steady. And spent is greater than or break even, right? 16. You can even put that a little bit lower if you wanted. And website conversion Facebook pixel purchases is smaller than 1 lifetime. There. So I paste that in and then just edit it. Rule number 2. So 16 is our break even. And purchase is less than 1. Great. Then we need a third rule. If it got sales, we want to make sure that the return on ad spend is high enough. So go settings, ad set name. And here we go. We're going to go, if it got a sale, so website conversion, Facebook pixel purchases is greater than 0. And ROAS, so website purchase return on ad spend is smaller than 1.5. Then turn it off. That's for lifetime too. So it might have a good day, might have a bad day. This will kind of take care of it all. So we'll call this purchase greater than 0. ROAS is less than 1.5. Great. There we go. Now, all those new ones that we put in there in the campaign, they will be fine. So when we go in here, like this will run, it'll watch it today. And then we'll look tomorrow morning, we'll come in. Anything that gets sales, we'll kind of give it, we'll increase the maximum limit. Anything that got paused, we'll replace it with a new test in here. And eventually we'll have like 8 to 10 profitable ad sets running at any given time. And a really good campaign because we just continually increase the maximum spend limit on each ad set, giving it more and more of the budget. And then this will grow in power too, because the more sales you get, the better off it's going to run. Okay, so you don't really want to go with a whole ton of ad sets in a CBO campaign because Facebook will just kind of throw up all over itself. It doesn't know what to do. So don't do that. Don't force feed it a whole bunch of ad sets. If there's any questions here, let's see. Yeah, there's one saying I'm adding first layer of protection, steady, spent is greater than 4, and view content is less than 1. Yeah, you can do that. I know Michael does that. My buddy Michael Christ. He does that when he showed that to me. It turns it off real quick, so that would be on the based on the content views. If it doesn't have a content view after $4 spent, you could turn it off. That's fine. I like to go with add to cart instead. Give it a little bit more wiggle room. Even add to cart sometimes can cut it off a little bit too early. So, but he does have good methods for sure. All right. So your campaign is set up, and to scale it, to manage, like I said, you come in here. This one has a couple sales. All you're going to do is increase that maximum budget, hit publish. And then the ones that are paused, you're going to replace them with new ones that are going to be scheduled to start like either, well, since they're such a low budget, you could come in here like 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning, and you could just have set up like 6 new ones if 6 were paused the day before. And the 2 that worked, you can increase the budget on those. And that's what you do daily. That's how you manage these. The other thing too that we need to cover is lookalikes, right? So we want to go here to audiences because we need to create some lookalike audiences. So here's like view page. Let's just get rid of these. So it looks like your screen's going to look like. When you come in, you're going to look like this, and we want to create custom audiences. So the first one we're going to do is people who viewed the page. So we'll go website, and it's coffee mugs, and it's all visitors, but we want to do this from your events. View content, we want to maximize this to 180 days. That's as big as you can go. Then we're going to click refine by URL parameter, and then campaign URL contains this part from Gearbubble, the part after the slash on the .com. So in this case, it's 2 words. So campaign URL contains that, and then name it. We want to name it campaign number 1. View content, or we'll just do VC for short. View content. Great. Now it used to be you had to do these by country, but now you don't have to. It just takes into account the countries automatically. So it's very cool. So now we can create custom, and again we'll go with events, and we're going to go add to cart past 180 days. And we're going to refine by URL parameter, URL campaign URL. And where am I getting this? So go here and go to your pixel helper and click this, and you'll see that campaign URL is 2 words. That's where I'm getting it from. And then we'll name this one. Again, the campaign number, add to cart. ATC, add to cart. Done. And then we'll create our purchase one. Go to website. And here we're going to go with purchase. That's the 180 days. Refine by URL parameter, URL, campaign URL, paste. And this one is going to be 001 PUR for purchase. Great. So since we've got that created, so we've got 3 created, well, they're being created. One neat little thing to do that you don't have to do right away, but when you're creating future ad sets, I'll just demo on one here. I'll do like number 1. We want to exclude buyers, right? So you can go here under custom audiences, exclude, and type in 001, and that's your purchasers. So if you want to exclude people who already bought from seeing your ads, do that. It's also a very good idea that we should probably do for all these. So let's go, we just edited that one. So I'll just select all the others, click edit, and I'm going to exclude buyers. So exclude 001 purchasers. There we go. So now all these ads will not be seen by people who have already bought. Make sense? Question coming in, if campaign is doing well and there's one bad day that the ROAS goes under 1.5 and rule 3 will shut it off, then will it be shut off for good or for that day? It's for good. It's not at the campaign level, it's at the ad set level. So if an ad set starts tanking, don't try and revive it. Just do it. You can do a duplicate of and do a new one and restart it that way, but don't revive it. I've never been able to revive a crappy ad set once it starts tanking. I don't know anybody that can. What's the best time to start these CBO campaigns? Midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. is the best time. Some guys will start them at 4 or 5 in the morning. I just start them at midnight, and they'll just trickle through. If you really want to do it, go for 5 a.m. But I haven't seen all that much of a difference between midnight and 5 a.m. But also, like, we're at 10:39 a.m. and I'm starting them now. So because they are a low budget thing, I don't really care when it starts. If it were high budget, I'd be more concerned, and I'd want to make sure I started it at the latest, like 5 a.m. So I wouldn't be starting a high budget one right now. Okay, so now what to do with those lookalikes, right? So let's go back to audiences. So we've excluded buyers, but now we can do some fun stuff with these. So we can say, okay, this VC means people viewed the page. So you click it, and you click these little 3 dots, and you can create a lookalike. So what do you want to do? Well, you can do United States or whatever. You can do all these different countries. So let's do United States. And let's copy that. And then let's create some lookalikes. So the first one we'll do is a 1%. Now, when I click this, it will do the 1%, or even easier, you can go 6 at a time. And this will do 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. So let's do that. So now see all these guys that I just created? I can now use those in my targeting for new ad sets. So if I go here, I'll just open this in a new tab. Let's say it's tomorrow and I need to replace one of these ad sets. So when it say number 3 is paused, well, I'll go edit, and number 3 is paused, so I go quick dupe. I'll call this number 9. And instead of this, I want to do my 1% view content. I'll go USA. So now, how do I do that? Right here. There it is. And now I can remove all this stuff. And I can remove this. If I'm doing United States only, remove that, set this to United States. Now I've got my targeting is right here. This lookalike audience is what I'm targeting, excluding the buyers in the US, men 55 plus. So you can see under detailed targeting, it's empty because it's only based on this. So that would be like ad set number 9. Okay, that's how you do it. Let's discard that. Let's go back here. But we're not done with that. So that's still selected. So I've got 1, and then 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 2 to 3, 5 to 6. I want to do a couple more. So these are my favorites. So location, I'll just paste that in there. And then here I'm going to go with 2 audiences. That's going to be, so this will create a neat one, 1 to 5% and 5 to 10%. Like so. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 based on the view content audience. So you're going to repeat this for add to cart and purchase. Your purchase lookalikes are going to be your most powerful ones. So let's create another one. Let's go like this. United States. And I like the 3% one. So this is 3% US. Great. And then I'll do another one. Great lookalike. You can basically do unlimited combinations of these. And then I'll go 5%. So this is my 5% view content lookalike. Then I'll go with the big one, which is 10%. I'll just slide that all the way up. There we go. So I basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lookalike audiences being created. Some of them are already done, and they're based on this custom audience. And then I just repeat that process for this, and then I repeat it for this. And then I can run ads within my CBO campaign, targeting all these different lookalikes and excluding buyers. So these lookalikes are basically people that look like people who viewed your page, or they look like, when we create these ones, people who added to cart, or they look like people who bought. So that's why the buyer one is the most powerful by far. Another question, do you create lookalikes immediately? The size of the audience is small. Yes, I do. There is an old wives' tale going around that you have to wait till you have like 5,000 purchases or 100,000 views or 100 views or whatever. No, these are updated all the time by Facebook. So that is baloney. You don't have to wait. You can do them right away. As soon as you have a sale, you can start creating your purchase lookalikes, because Facebook does update these behind the scenes. So yeah, they'll start off based on a smaller sample size. And yes, you could argue that a bigger sample size is going to make it better. But I just found I always started them right away, and they work just fine for me. So everybody does it a different way. Everybody has their own spin. I just do with whatever I tested works, and that's what I go with. So I used to wait till I had like 100 views before I do a lookalike. And I used to wait till I had like 500 purchases to do a lookalike. And then I thought, this is silly. Why am I waiting? Just fire it up. There's no documentation anywhere that says you have to wait. There's only people's opinions, and opinions are like, belly buttons. They're useless and usually full of lint. So anyway, you don't have to wait. I know people say you do. I don't care. I don't wait. If you want to wait, wait. If you don't, you're fine too. I don't. All right. So that is the ad side. You got to go in, create your campaign, 8 to 10 ad sets, and the split that I did there is basically what I learned from another another course that I bought for like 49 bucks, and I tested it and it seemed to work. So just doing these little slight variations between auto and feeds, and then 1 day click and 7 day click, seems to hit a different pool of the audience. So it seems to work well. And then you can go with different countries. You don't have to go worldwide. You can go Canada, United Kingdom. You could do any country. You could do Italy and just set it to English. You could do Germany and set it to English, and it'll work. You know, you can do Spain, set it to English. Whatever you want to do, country-wise, you can do. Right? Brazil, whatever. And then go in and create your custom audiences, then create your lookalikes, and then when you're managing, just increase the maximum spend limit on ones that are working, and just leave the ones that are paused alone. If you get to the point where Facebook starts throwing an error saying that your maximum spend is, your budget is not high enough to accommodate your maximum spend, then you can go in and say these two were paused, you can delete them. When you delete it from the CBO, it removes them from that maximum spend threshold. So if you have like 80 in here and like 60 are paused, the CBO might not allow you to create any new ad sets in here. So you just delete the ones that weren't working to clean it up. And that can happen like once a week or so. If you want to do it then. Another question, have you tried dynamic creatives on mugs? Yes, I have. I found they're not really necessary. Would you give up on a design during scaling? Yeah, I would. I mean, I tested it and I got a couple sales, so I'm pretty confident it's going to work. If it moves to like the ramping up or scaling phase, 9 times out of 10, it's going to continue making sales. I haven't had, actually, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember one that got out of like testing and failed when I tried to scale it. I can't even think of one. So I would say it's like, I'm 99% sure if it's got at least 2 sales, 3 sales is better, 4 sales is awesome in your testing, then you're good to go. If you have 1 sale in a test campaign and then you try and ramp that up, yeah, it might flop. But if you have like 3 or more, your odds of it, you know, sticking and producing and profiting are very high. Will you cover the metrics you are using to see what is working? The metric I use is right here, cost per purchase. And also you can use ROAS as well. So cost per purchase means what it costs to get a sale. So if this one starts producing sales at like $10 cost per purchase and I'm making 16 for every sale, that's a $6 profit per sale. So that metric means that's working. Same, your rules are going to shut things off for you. So if this one say this one, just as an example, say number 2 spends $9 and it doesn't get an add to cart, it's going to shut it off. The automated rules will shut it off. If say then just bouncing around here, number 4 spends $9, has an add to cart, it will continue running. But then if it spends $16 and it doesn't have a purchase, it will shut off. The automated rules will shut it off. So the metrics that we look at are purchases and cost per purchase. You can look at return on ad spend too, and basically anything over a 1.5 for me is good to go. Some people are more aggressive, they'll put it at 2 or 3. You can, but you're gonna have a lot less good ad sets running. For me, if I'm spending $1 and making $1.50, I'm happy. Some people are like, I want to spend $1 and make $2 or I'm not happy. Well, your life's going to be a little bit rougher because you're not going to be able to bring in as much profit. But it's up to you. All right. So that's part 1. Excuse me. Part 2 is, you know, we can scale beyond Facebook ads. And this is where email marketing comes into play. And I'm going to suggest to everybody in here that you do get this Mailchimp. Now this is my PPC coach list because I already have a list hooked up to my mug stuff, but I'm just going to demonstrate how you can do this. Okay, so go in here. Well, actually here, this is my dummy account for Gearbubble. So what you want to do is go to settings and then leads. And then right here are all the programs that they can hook up to Gearbubble so that when you get a buyer, it'll go to your Mailchimp list automatically. And you see it's not connected. So you click this little box here, then you need what's called an API key. So where do we get that? I'll show you. So go here, go to, well, actually, maybe I should log into it. No, I'll use this one. Go here, go to your profile. So create a Mailchimp account and go to profile account. And then we're going to go to extras and API keys. Now, I am not going to show you my API keys because there are some people that will do some bad stuff that I've found from demonstrating this in the past. But I will show you this. It's under extra API keys. And then we're going to create a key. And there is documentation on this on Mailchimp too. All we need is, it's just a key that has a bunch of numbers and stuff on it. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go back here. And I've got my mail, so I'm going to paste it in here. 1 sec. I just don't want to show you guys the key. Make connection is what I'm pressing on the other screen. You can see it's connected now. Okay, so I know I can't walk you through the whole screen, but that's where you get your API key, and you have to put it in here and then just click make connection. Okay, so now it's connected. So now when I go to any of my products that sell, so let's go in here. Let's go to my account. Show you. So say this mug. So let's go to settings, and let's go to lead generation. Here it is. So this is your. So I had Get Response hooked up. So you go, when you're launching your products now, connect Mailchimp, hit next step, and it'll pull up your list. And click Save List. So now you have successfully set up Mailchimp for the campaign. So all the mugs that you set up now, you're going to want to do lead generation, select your autoresponder, and select the list so that they're pushed from Gearbubble to your Mailchimp list. Okay. Now, what do we do then? I'll show you. But first, I'm just going to show you a little demo here. Oh, it's signed me out, bugger. Hang on, I'm on the other screen. Don't do the verification, you're lucky. I've been so annoyed if you did. All right. Let's go here. All right, here is, and you guys that have been in, excuse me, my course in the past have seen this. The blowback I get from people is I can't email every day because I'll piss people off. And I don't want to do that because I'm scared that I might make a lot of money, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make excuses to not do this. Email people a mug a day. I'm telling you this right now. I don't, if they're on your, if they bought a funny coffee mug, email them every freaking funny coffee mug you have every day. And if you run to the end of your list, start at the beginning again. So like my store has what, like, I think you guys have seen there's about 50 in there now. That's 50 days of emails, 1 email a day going out. Why? Because people don't open every freaking email. They don't. The open rate is maybe 10 or 20%. Of that, maybe a few will buy. If you don't put out an email a day, you are leaving massive money on the table and you're not doing email marketing right. So I'm going to reach through my computer screen and give you a smack upside the head to get you to do it. Okay. This is why. So back in the day, I bought a shirt off of a Facebook ad, and it said, come to the dark side, we have bacon. And it was for Star Wars fans, totally trademark infringement. It was on T-Chip, but the guy's been taken down since. It was epic-gear.com, and the site's gone, I believe. But anyway, he had a whole bunch of like counterfeit Star Wars shirts that were freaking funny. Like, they were so funny. And look how, I'm just clicking on how many emails he sent me since I bought. Can you see this number going up? It's still going, and it's still going. So he sent me 480 emails, and I didn't unsubscribe. And if you look at the dates that these are coming out, like 14 of November, 16, 22nd, 23rd, 27th, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 13th, 16, 18, 19. So he started off a bit slow. Some days he sent me multiple emails, or like weeks he'd send me multiple emails. But what did he do? This is it. He would just send the shirt and buy now. right? So he totally infringed on Facebook here, but he was sent a couple different shirts, and this guy went to town. He clicked buy now, and it just goes right through to his T-chip store. But unfortunately, he's been banned since. Luke, I am your spotter. Like, that's freaking hilarious. I love that. The drink is strong with this one. So he's sending out like a bunch every day because he had a ton. This guy made a fortune before he got probably sued by Disney, and now lives in a cardboard box down under the bridge by the river. But this is what he did, and I was like, this is so cool because I love Star Wars, and I don't mind looking at his shirts. So if I go back here, so those are the first ones he sent. Look at the years now, 2016. He started in 2015, 2017. Oh, prep for St. Patrick's Day. Okay. So he started doing St. Patrick's Day shirts. Simple. Image button, image button, image button. That's it. Special offer. Buy one, get another one at a huge discount. Okay. Well, let's click it. Gone because he got sued. But anyway, the point is not that he got sued. We're not going to get sued because we're not doing Star Wars. The point is, this dude sent me so many t-shirts, and I actually bought more. Drunk Lives Matter. Like, that's not even Star Wars, man. Come on. That's not even Star Wars. What are you doing? That's better. I find your lack of beer disturbing. Like, I would buy that. I think I actually did. Anyway. Irish as fuck. Holidays, right? He's sending stuff. Sending a bunch in February. 21st, 24th, 25th. Drunky McDrunkinson. I think I have that shirt too. March 3rd, March 4th. He got into coffee too. So we are going to take what this guy did to me because I loved it. I actually look forward to his emails. I'd be like, what do you have today, bud? Because this is awesome. I'm going to buy more from you. And I did. Okay. So the question is, can we set up different products to different lists within our autoresponder Mailchimp? Yes, if you can. You can if, you can use tags. You can tag people with different ones. If you want to get complicated, absolutely. I like to keep things simple. Simple is always best, mainly because through Gearbubble, we cannot use tags. You can see it just selects the list only, which kind of sucks, but all we can do is the autoresponder and the list. Now, once we're on the list, we can tag people however we want. I wish there were a way to use like Zapier to tag people, and you can tag people with Zapier. It's just they do not connect to Gearbubble as far as I know. Well, let's see. Do they? Because I know I can tag people here. Let's see. What do I want to do? I don't think Gearbubble's hooked up. We could do a hook somehow. Oh, it's a course. Apps. Let's try apps. Gearbubble in here? I don't think so. Nope. So the other way to do it is like webhooks. If we could get a webhook from Gearbubble to there, then we could tell it to tag it with a certain thing, depending on which one it came from. A little bit more complicated, kind of beyond the scope of this webinar. But you can look at webhooks and Gearbubble. You'd have to get kind of access to their API and what they're sending. So instead, let's keep it simple for now. So what I'm doing is, funny coffee mugs. So my list on Gearbubble is going to be, guess what? Funny coffee mugs. So every day I'm going to send out funny coffee mugs to keep it simple. Let's go on back here. All right. So now I've got buyers going on to my list. This is my Mailchimp one. I've got Aweber too that I use. I got more people on Aweber, but I like Mailchimp. I like the whole way it works. So under campaigns, we're going to go like so. Now we're going to create a campaign. And this one is going to be an email, and it's going to be automated. And now here's where, if you're using tags, when they're tagged, welcome new subscribers, introduce yourself to people when they sign up for your audience, say happy birthday, whatever. So here we'll just go welcome new, and we'll go like this. We'll go, I like to put the date in here. Funny, the campaign is daily, funny coffee mugs. That's my list. I only have one in here. Yours is going to be like funny coffee mugs, right? So begin, and now this is what it says. Sends to new subscribed contacts immediately after they join. Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong one. Yeah, I'm in the wrong one. Crap. Sorry. Let's delete that. My bad. I want to do a series, not a one-off. Okay, create, email, automated, subscriber activity. What? That should. It should go. Try that again. Sorry. Brain fart. Daily honey months begin. And so new subscribe contacts immediately after they join from me. Thanks for joining. And then you can put that in there. So you're gonna add the subject. And you can say like, thanks for your purchase. Or even better, go like this. How did you like delete that? And here. Now, oh, I want to use a template, not that. Yeah, I'm in the wrong part. Template. There we go. Saved. So for me, I've got like templates for mine. You can create one. Well, you create an email and then save it as a template. So let's change this. So this would have your logo for your store. Thank you. Then you can say this. Delete all this stuff. And you can just say, click here. In there. Okay, drag text over. There. Hello. Thanks for purchasing funny coffee mug from us. We are now going to print and ship it ASAP. Meantime, can you do me a favor? Hit reply and let me know the funniest quote you've seen on a coffee mug. Might even use it on a future one. If we do, we will send you one for free. Thanks. Well, use a real name and I put PS. We have tons of funny coffee mugs, and we will be sure to send them over to see if you like them. Just kind of warming them up. And now here you can do this like bold and and then I like to select it all, and I like to set the size to 18. Because if you leave it on the default, it looks really tiny. And I just go doot. When you bold and italic, it just, when they're reading it, it seems to be easier to read. So that's all I'm going to send them on the first one. And that will go out immediately. And yeah, I do need the other. Okay, so start sending. Wait a second. Let's go in here. Edit. Copy this whole thing. Save and continue. Start sending. Start now. Create another automation. So I'm going to go with this. I did the wrong one. Dum dum dum. Alright, this should be it. Here, this is better. That's the one I wanted. We're just going to set this up real quick. Design the email. So this is edit the trigger. And this is immediately. Select a tag. We don't even need a tag. It just goes out to everybody. Update. Oh, they want a tag. So we'll have to tag them with something. So all new buyers, we could create a tag. So say it's this one is our funny coffee mug tag, update trigger. So when they're tagged with that, it'll go out every day, all day. Filter by segment or tag, post send action none. Design email. This is number 1. Looks like purchase. I put from me next. Then I'll just use save template, this one. There we go. And now here is where we get into the sequence. So that goes out immediately. Now we're going to add another email. And we're going to say this is 1 day after they get that one. So 24 hours later. Design. That's number 2. And let's pick a mug now that we want to send out. So let's go here to our store. Well, I don't have that on there, but in this case, I'm using the example on my dummy store. Do I have any other mugs on here besides this? To buy mugs. Oh, not travel mug. Got a lot of family ones on here. Do I have any funny ones on? I don't even know what's on here anymore. Cats. Oh, cat stuff. Well, if I had a cat list for this one, that'd be awesome. Halloween. Okay, let me see here. Want a real funny one. Oh, here's one. Okay, so this is, let me drop everything. Okay, we go next. So this, again, this is gonna have your logo and all that on it. Now in here, do that. Wait. And then we're going to do an image. And we're going to upload. Now I got to find it. Which is D drive coffee mugs. There it is. Oh, it's not even in there. Okay, so save image as D drive coffee mugs. There, I just saved it from my store. Upload. sorry, click it and then click insert. And now here for the link, we'll put the link to it on Gearbubble. Insert, and now we'll go like this. Save and close, and then we'll do a button. Boop. And then we'll say this. And then under settings, we can do width, full width, and style. Oh, put the URL, and then style. We can increase the font size. And then we can just put some text on the bottom. And then here, we got share, click that. And that's gonna share on Facebook, Twitter, or forward to a friend. You can add other stuff too. Google Plus, I don't think they exist anymore. LinkedIn. And Pinterest. I don't even know what Instapaper is. And that's basically it. So we can say this. And of course, it's going to have your store logo there. Save. And now, what I'm going to do is click this, save as template. And I call it daily coffee mug. Save. Return to workflow. Save and continue. All right, so I've got my welcome. Thanks for your buy. Here's the first one, and now I'm going to do another. So you can do this. Add another. And now this one will go out a day later. So we'll design the email. And we'll call this number 3. I'm just going to do one more and then I'll show you the next part. So this one, I'm going to grab another one off my store. Okay, so here it is. The difference between your opinion and coffee is that I asked for a coffee. All right, so let's cover this. Now, for the funny coffee mug stuff, I do like to just put the quote right in there. And you will get people unsubscribing. Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. If they don't want to be on your list, they don't have to. So then go to saved, and then it's this one. They don't have the preview yet. But now watch how fast this is. Another good one. I love this one. Now here, I just click it, and I click place. Then I go upload, and I go coffee mugs, and right here. And actually I have one, like a different mock-up. I can upload that, and then I can click it, click insert, and then I'm gonna get the URL. I'm just gonna redo the link. So I don't want it to go to my old one, put it to my new one. I'm getting these URLs off of my Gearbubble store. I'll just edit this. Paste, save. That's it. Another good one. So now I've got 2. So I've got like 363 to go. This little email series is going to make you a ton of money. I'm just going to click next, and then I'm going to click start sending. Start sending. Now, it'll take me back to my campaign page, back to campaigns. You can see it right here. If I want to edit it and add more, which I do, right? I go here, I click edit, and then I can go add another one, and I can just keep adding. So you don't have to do all like 365 in one day. You can do it couple per day. But basically what I'd like to see is every day send out a funny coffee mug, just like I showed you. And if you want to see what it looks like, you can send tests too out. But your sequence is going to be quite long. And then when you get to the end of all the coffee mugs you have, start over, start at the beginning. that is basically the way that you can get sales consistently and smooth out that income roller coaster. This little part that I just showed you with the sequence, I would say 90% of online marketers skip this and they leave so much money on the table. So how do we make coffee mugs work with paid traffic? Once we start getting buyers, we want them to buy more. So we're going to be sending them an email a day. Okay. And on top of that, so that's just one part. Part two, and there's exit, is our holidays. So think of the holidays that are coming up, right? So let's say we want to run a sale on the holiday. Well, we go to discounts in Gearbubble. I've got a couple in here. Let's say we create a discount and we call this one, what's the next holiday? Mother's Day? Yeah. Mom. And it'll be a discount of 25% off. Expiring, when is Mother's Day? So it's Sunday, May 10th, it's Mother's Day. So we can have this expire. So that's Mother's Day. So we could run the sale probably a bit before. Well, we could have it expire on Mother's Day. That's fine. And we go set your time zone. There we go. Add discount. So the discount is mom, right? So there's the discount. So when we want that link, remember it's question mark DID equals. And then we go to stores. I don't know if I have any in here. I don't. We're going to put DID equals on the end of our store URL. And that's how we'll send emails for that. So then we'll go here. And we'll say create campaign. And this is going to be a one-off. This is going to be campaign, I don't know, number 2. And this will be Mother's Day. Oh, you know what? We'll go automated. So here, we'll go. I want to set it on a certain day, so I want to schedule it. Mother's Day sale. So we'll set this up. Begin. And here, I can't do that way. Bugger. Sorry. Exit. Great. We got to do the broadcast. So Mother's Day sale. Email number 1. Again. All right. So the recipients are going to be everybody. From is going to be me. Subject going to be this. Design the email. And this is save templates, and this one. And in here, we could put like a Mother's Day mug, or we can say this. And we'll go like this. What was it, 25% off? I want to remove this. And in here, we'll say and then this is going to be our store, right? Can't remember the name of my store. Ugh, I'm trying to blank. What is the name of my store? Hang on. My account. Oh yeah, Boston Bookshop. So I'm going to send them my store, but I'm going to use DID equals. Now, this is on 2 different accounts, but mom, right? Now, save and close, continue. So here's the difference, is instead of sending, I'm going to schedule it. So I know Mother's Day is May 10th. So if I click the calendar and go to May, I can say that's Mother's Day. So let's send this 2 weeks before Mother's Day, or maybe even 3 weeks, if we wanted. April 3rd, 3 weeks before. Let's send it at, that's a Sunday. Or is that a Saturday? That's a Sunday. So we can send it at 12:15 p.m. There we go. So Mother's Day email number 1 has been scheduled. And now we'll go back to campaigns. And so that's number 1. Now we might want to send another Mother's Day reminder one a week later and say, hey, just in case you missed our email last week, we got this Mother's Day sale. Here's the coupon code, 25% off. Get in there now, grab anything you want from our store. And then a couple days, we could send one more and say, hey, the cutoff for Mother's Day is this week. Actually, it's on Tuesday. So if you don't use this coupon by then, she's not going to have it in her hand on Mother's Day. So go do it now. This is your last chance. So we send like an announcement email to the first one, then we schedule like a reminder email, and then we say like a warning email for the cutoff date. And so that's 3 emails going out for the Mother's Day sale. In the background, we still have our funny coffee mug series going out every day. So we're hitting these people on email all the time. And now, like I said, you'll get some that unsubscribe. Who cares? You'll get a lot of people that buy too. The more, this is all buyers of your stuff. So they already like your stuff. You might have some people that don't like your stuff, but whatever, it happens. That's business, right? So this marketing, kind of the silent, profiter running in the background on autopilot, once you set it up all the time, is just gonna, you're gonna see sales coming in and you're gonna be like, how the heck did I sell that one? Yes, my email sequence sold that. And then you're gonna be loving it, because the bigger this list gets for you, the more sales you're gonna make. Okay, so if you have like 10 buyers and you're sending out emails every day, you might get lucky. But if you have like 1,000 buyers or 5,000 buyers and you're sending out an email every day, holy crap, now you're talking. What if you have 10,000, 20,000 mug sales and you're sending them all more mugs that they can buy? It's easier to sell to somebody who's already bought from you than it is to go find a new customer. Okay, so I'll take some questions here. Add the buyers from other marketplaces like Etsy and eBay. You can certainly do that. Absolutely. Can't be Irish, as he never mentioned St. Patrick's Day. No, I'm not Irish. And I've tried St. Patrick's Day ones so many times, and I could never get them to get any traction. I don't know why. So I kind of gave up on trying to make money on it. I know t-shirts, like green ones, sell well. I know mugs sell well. I just never bothered with St. Patrick's Day much, because I don't know. I always use the gift angle more than anything. But the funny coffee mug angle is good too. All right, so we went a little bit over on time here. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that one, but you've got a lot of work to do now. So just to recap, if your meme store method, testing method isn't working, test individual ones, all right? And if you're looking for training on how to do that, go back to the previous challenges, and all those first webinars are individual training, okay, for like our individual testing campaigns. I just added the meme store method for this one because I like it and it works. Then once you find a winner, you want to use the method that I showed you here, the kind of slow and steady CBO method, in order to ramp it up and scale it. Now these are coffee mugs, so we can't, I guess you could go up to like 5,000 a day, but you need a lot of pixel power to do that. So for you guys that are just starting out, you want to keep your spends like constrained and restrained so that you're not going to go out and blow a ton of money all at once. Once you've got that all set up, then you do need to work on your email stuff too. So create your Mailchimp account, connect your Mailchimp account to Gearbubble and start sending out your daily series, and then start scheduling all the holidays and the discounts that you'll give for the holidays. And the holiday method is schedule one like 3 weeks out as an announcement, one like 2 weeks out as a reminder, and then one like maybe week and a half out or more as a kind of cutoff, with the cutoff date for the holiday, to make sure that the person gets the gift in time. So you've got two aspects to your email. You've got your ramping up campaigns for scaling the mugs, and you've basically got everything. So if you haven't found a winner yet in testing, maybe you only did the store method and nothing really caught on, then switch gears, go to the individual method, start testing them individually, and then move them to winners. So if it has 2 or more, 3 or more ideally sales, then you move it to the next phase, which is the ramping up and scaling. And just keeping it simple, using $12.50 spend caps on the ad sets. That way, even though I've set that at $1,000, it doesn't matter. It's not going to spend 1,000. It's going to spend whatever my maximum is times the number of ad sets, right? So in that case, 8 of them at $12.50 is $100 a day maximum. So don't panic when you see those big numbers. A couple other questions coming in. Do we put for the holiday email a link to the collection on Gearbubble for Mother's Day? If you have a Mother's Day category on your store, then 100% link it to the category. You don't have to link it to the entire store. I mean, either way can work, but if you have like mom dedicated mugs, go for it. That's a nice tie-in. Which method would you recommend for testing individual mugs? Like I said, I like the beam method just because it's different and people haven't really seen it all that much. But the one, like the bread and butter, is the individual testing. So I'll test each mug individually. And to get that training, like I said, it's in the completed challenges. The first live training session of each one on the replays on the forums has me showing the exact same testing method for necklaces, but you can easily translate that to mugs too, because it's the same Facebook ad campaign setup. And it's basically just running a little bit of money to each mug individually instead of using like a meme to draw attention. You're drawing attention to the mug instead of the meme. So you're going more direct. Because some people were saying the meme method wasn't working for them. So if that doesn't work, go individual mugs and test those individually. I think that's it for questions. We did go way overboard. The next challenge coming up is, I believe, Mother's Day. And I've got something very cool for you guys for that. So you will love it. It's not coffee mugs. Although you could do coffee mugs for Mother's Day. You certainly could. It's something very cool. Anyway, we will get to that within, about 2 weeks from now. If you're watching the replay of this, though, you may have access to it already. So I'm pumped. I can't wait for Mother's Day. It is, who has moms? Everyone. Unless they passed away. But, I mean, that happens. But everybody started with a mom. So it's a huge market. We can definitely, we want to give them something nice because, they're the reason that we're here. So might as well reward them with something beautiful to say thank you. And what better holiday than Mother's Day to do that? And what better way than one of our products that says, hey, Ma, I love you. You're special to me. There you go. So if you do have any other questions, post them on the forums. Stick around because Mother's Day is coming up. And if you're stuck with anything, just post it and help you out. And everybody else will jump in and help you out too. And I look forward to the next one. And I hope you guys make a ton of money with these funny coffee mugs too. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you on the forums.